Game over.
Fuck! What the fuck? Fuck! Who the fuck? Fuck this fucking... How are you so fucking... Fuck! 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 Game over, man. Game over.
Wait a minute. There's things here. There's trees. There's rocks. There's birds. There's squirrels. Come on. We'll bless them all until we get fish naked. Join me.
Well, Sparkle Farts, all things being equal, you are technically correct.
You want to see my cracker? I pray to the highest heavens, Lord, please do not let this baby get any purple-hearted yogurts on that
You'd all be dead now if it wasn't my David.
I'm a 50 terabyte self-evolving neural network double backflip off the high platform.
There's some bullshit that happened somewhere today.
Welcome, everyone. We have a show for you today. Oh, boy, is it going to be a big one. And we got it all ready before the show. I got things going, on time. I got to say, if I get to go full speed, and I mean, if they give me my body back, if I get this stem cell stuff and it proves to be everything under the sun with a side of OMG, I'm going to be so unbelievably productive. Just because a little bit, thank you, Joe Berger right there, sharding, being productive in the beginning of the show, blowing us right in. Thank you. I'm on 100 or 1,000. I'm on 1,000 milligrams. I don't remember 100 milligrams and 1,000 I don't fucking whatever. Point is, I'm on a fuck ton of steroids right now. I walked down and I was exhausted. And I got here with an hour and a half to prep the show. Takes about 2 hours for me to prep a show because I like to go through everything, look at a bunch of sources. If a story's on multiple places, I check it out a little bit to see which one seems more accurate or at least less biased, because you got to do that now. Well, I mean now. Now is in the last 3 decades. Anyways, so I got down here. I did all that shit. I prepped everything. Everything was ready to go. I had extra time to spare. Thank you, Joe Berger. You better be dancing at the anniversary show. If they give me my fucking legs back, you would be surprised at the things you would have to ask me to maybe slow it down a bit on. All right? I already have a couple people who know me really well going, hey, they fixed those legs. Take it easy. Take it easy. Don't just go 90 miles an hour right out the gate. And I'm like, fuck you, I'm doing 120. But anyways, can you tell I'm amped on the steroids? But anyways, I got down here. I was ready to go through everything. I got the show prepped. I got everything ready to go. My mind is kind of clearer because of the steroids. And I was just like, and I did smoke a little bit just before we started. So if I get high later, that's what it is. But so anyways, I'm just like, holy crap, I got shit moving for me today. If they could fix this stuff so I could move physically and think and operate like this regularly. This is the worst part of the current treatment regime I have. This is what I would call a moment of clarity. I'm thinking better, moving better, and I'm thinking faster. My brain is a little bit sharper. But I also know, while I'm here, how I was this morning. and yesterday and kind of the back half of the week. And I know where I'm going to be by next Monday. So it's going to be like, oh, fuck, man. I don't want to do that. God damn it. That's why we got to get this stem cell thing happen. I got to either be fucking famous or at least enough of a goddamn pity party. And I won't pity party, not party. Anyways, I won't take any any other way. I think of just, holy shit, Johnny, your talking speed, Speedy Gonzalez. Saint Ren, I can talk, move, and think like this a lot more when my brain and my body are functioning perfectly. So if you think this is impressive, oh, God, I used to do comedy like this, Just Speeding LLC. I used to go on stage and start going like this fast everything. This guy Gets It 93 on YouTube, on Rumble saying, what's up, Johnny? Hey, what's up? Good to see you on Rumble. By the way, everyone, Rumble is up. It's not on the chat window yet because I still can't link it in, but as soon as I find a way to do that, you will be included on the on-screen chat, but you're not there right now. We'll get you there as soon as we can. We have the YouTube and the Twitch chats on screen. Thank you very much, everybody. And like I said, I move, think, and act this fast when I'm not hampered. I legit think God gave me MS just to slow me the fuck down. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it was. Like, he's moving too fast. He's doing too much. Just hit the brakes, buddy. And that's what it was. That's what it was. God, I wish I could be like this all the time. Yes, I went to Burger King. For those of you who want to judge me, judge away. I'm on steroids right now. My mouth has a constant taste of like fucking postage stamps, which sucks. My body is all, my heart's moving a little fast, and I'm able to go really quick, really easy if I want to, but I have to actively slow it down. I got to keep, that's the fun thing. When I'm on MS, like is in its peak, I'm actively trying to keep up and get myself moving. But if I could have, I'll slow it down for Yaruto. Use a little less Coke there, Speedy Gonzalez. Angry Saxon, again, it's not Coke. It's the multiple sclerosis. That's my point. I can operate at this speed with mental effort, right? But if I just let myself go, like Joe Berger says, if I didn't know better, I'd say you're on meth. I have a tendency not to sit still like this. I actively restrain that when I'm on the air. It was a problem for a little bit on Tuesday because I was getting amped, and I was like, ooh. Whenever I get amped, this happens. I fucking rock back and forth. It's been the way I've been since I was a fucking baby. But yes, if you didn't know me, you'd swear that guy's on something or he's been on something. And the MS happened, and that's when I finally like slowed down like mentally for a lot of people. And this happens all the time. But I can keep it under wraps while I'm doing a show. But yeah, if I don't have MS, you'd swear I'm on fucking meth or crank or something. I'm just going to give them some free advertising since I went there. Oh, anyways. It's annoying. I could move so much faster. I could do so much. I have a typing speed of 120 if my hand works. I could put all the scripts onto paper like that. I used to be able to do top-end raids and actively chat with people at the same time as the primary tank. I don't mean to brag, but to put it simply, if I'm not restrained by this goddamn disease...
I'm a 50 terabyte self-evolving neural network double backflip off the high platform.
Oh, fuck. What the hell was that? Who fucking cares? Yep, that is definitely something. I don't know what the fuck is on my stool. Oh, that's what it is. Ivy, why do you put stuff up there? Oh, well, we love her. Anyways, I've been zooming through this. I feel like I've killed a lot of time, and I just looked at the clock, and no, I did not. No, I did not. Technically, the filter-in period is still active. Alrighty, but in the happy news place, the faster start of the show, indeed. The fastest start of the show, indeed. Yeah, I am definitely like I'm ready to go, man. Like, and this is the thing too. People be like, "You're on something." No, this is the thing. People don't realize. I'm just not restrained. Literally, like, "Hey, man, why are you so twitchy?" Because I could actually move. There would be a huge period for about a week and a half where I'm just like running around and people are like, "Whoa, slow it down, take it easy." I'm like, no. That's not happening. This is working right now, full speed ahead. Me and my daughter are playing in the pool and having a lot of fun that I don't get to do normally. Howdy, everyone, says Luke Duke. Luke Duke, howdy. I feel bad for anyone that jumps in the show now because now I'm aware of it and I'm kind of actively pumping the brakes whenever I start kind of speeding up a little bit. And I'm like, hold on, tap the brakes, slow her down. So, like, don't wear yourself out and become Biden. That won't happen. Let's just say that would take a lot of wearing out, right? I would be more worried about this condition not getting improved at all. That would be more of a don't become Biden situation. At Luke Duke, Johnny is wired. And again, people are going to say Johnny's wired, Johnny's amped, Johnny's on something. That is not the case. Banging my gavel. I am literally operating how I could all the time if I didn't have MS. Which is what would be so fun. Be entertaining if he became David Duke. I don't think I want to become David Duke. That's a bit much. I don't think you have a problem having Obama's hand up your ass using you as a sock puppet. Luke Duke, I really don't like that theory for one simple reason. If Obama is using Biden as his sock puppet, that means he spent 8 years being one of the most charismatic presidents that we've had in a while, at least since Clinton. Well, I suppose, what was it? Clinton was Bush, and then it was back to... Well, anyways, so, and rather intelligent presidents. I'm not going to say whether he was a good or a bad one, but you're telling me he went from that to Uncle Magoo, derba-da, I can't get up the stairs. Well, I'm going to blatantly say stuff that's dumb. Well, I guess I'm going to do policies that don't do anything. I guess my VP is going to be a completely tarded piece of shit. I guess we're going to not... No. Obama is not behind. I know why a lot of people want to have that narrative for political reasons. And I'm simply saying, I'm not saying there isn't a brain behind the throne. I'm saying that brain to have this puppet behave this badly is tarded, okay? As sure as it's a blue phone booth in Britain, it's tarded. Tardist. It's the tardist. Holy Jesus. I really want to go full speed again. I got to be honest. I really enjoy moving full speed, and I feel like we could do it all day, but I don't know if I prepped the show enough because I put the show together the way I normally move through it, and if we do things at this speed, we're going to be done way too soon. Then we'll have to lean on the video backup we have, which, by the way, we're fully funded technically through Monday, but we're taking Friday off because of physical therapy. And so that would move the paid shows to Monday and Tuesday. But I'm considering taking which one's the 4th? It's Tuesday's the 4th, right? Right, Tardo? I guess it didn't fix all of the brain problems. Thank you, steroids, for being half of a solution. All right, where is... we gotta go there. It'd be easy if you could just remember how many days are in and do math. You know what I mean, Johnny? You know what I mean? Yeah, Tuesday. I'm thinking of taking Tuesday off. Finish the show early, porn time. Why would I want to do porn time? What is Chevy JB saying it was a joke about? What did I say something there that I didn't think was a joke? If you're talking about the meth thing, I'd take that as a joke anyway. Here's one simple reason why I won't try meth. It destroys your teeth. I'd have teeth worse than Aaron. No, thank you. No, thank you. Any drug that's going to just turn my teeth into junk, I'm not good. It's speed time today. I wish it was speed. This is why people are like, hey, man, why you always say you want to try Coke? I'm like, because, you know, I used to move faster. It'd be nice if I did again. But I think about it, too. What if I just have the desire but not the ability, right? Like, it doesn't do anything for the spasticity or the extremely tight muscles and tendons. Could be fucked. What are you going to do? I'm glad I got input from you, Johnny. Well, thank you, Luke Duke. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. I hope you guys are. We've only just begun. It's the only thing that keeps Brandon awake. Oh no. Am I keeping someone awake? I'm sorry. If you shoot meth, your teeth are fine. It's a long story to explain all of it. Let's sum it up, just the short version. Intravenous drugs and me, no, I don't like needles. So no. It took work to go to the hospital and get IVs all the time, but having to administer even like intravenous injections that I've had to do, I can't do them myself, man. Test his blood, you maybe share the Test his blood, y'all maybe share the vibe.
Fuck off.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Pussy? Hey, I'm fine with being a pussy. I'm fine with being a pussy. From what I understand, all of the drugs that you mainline, not really a good choice anyway, from what I have been told. So I'm happy where I'm at. But thank you all for being part of the show. And if you're watching on Rumble, again, thank you very much. We have the Rumble chat up, as this guy gets it has already proved. And if you put something in there, we will read it. But let's get to our first story. Yeah, call me a pussy for not liking intravenous drugs. Have you seen Train Spotting? Even if that's a hyperbolic exaggeration. Nah, I'm good. I am good. God. Alrighty. But I am on steroids, so I am going to actively take what I call a relaxant to help keep me just on this side of not going jibber jabber 800 miles an hour. And I don't know why I keep talking to you. Nobody can see you. You're just wagging your head at me. Anyways, okay, Spud. Look. It's just easier if I keep me on an even keel. Night on Elm Street 3 has a reason not to have track marks. Nightmare on Elm Street? I don't even remember what Nightmare on Elm Street 3's one was. But yeah, I'm just going to assume you're right on that. Most of Nightmare on Elm Street's things were a reason not to be a thing. What was one of them, like a bed that turned into a blender? I don't know. Angry Saxon saying no audio. Uh-oh. Is he true? Was that the scene with the motorcycle? I don't know about that one. I don't remember the scene with the motorcycle. I remember there's just so many fucked up ones in that I just... How did we feel about the remake of that, by the way? I was okay with it. I wasn't unhappy with it. I did like the actor they cast. I don't know how I felt. The story went too edgy with the whole he's a child perv thing. Dream Warriors. Not sure. Anyways, Chevy JB saying, I hear you. Angry Saxon. Okay, yeah, he was. I was so close to fucking Angry Saxon almost. Why am I so gullible? God damn it. No audio. I look down. There's no warnings of KBS, whatever. But there's literally a thing saying Talk Studio supports up to 25 participates. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe we need to look into Talk Studio. Alrighty. But anyhow, let's get over to our first story. Let's roll this show into high gear, and thank you for being part of it. Got you, bro. Yeah. Thank you, Chevy JB. Thank you. All right. Get the right button up. There we are. Boop. A jury found Trump responsible for sexual abuse, and now he's suing his accuser for saying she was raped. It's the most Trump thing to do in the world. It's the most Trump thing to do in the world. I never raped her, and I'm going to have everyone say, I'm going to sue her for defamation. This is wrong. Whatever. I can't do a good Trump. Sue me. So, former President Donald Trump is trying to turn the tables on the advice columnist who won a $5 million jury award against him in a sexual abuse lawsuit, saying in a countersuit that she owes him money and a retraction for continuing to insist that she was raped even after the jury declined to agree. Lawyers for the Republican presidential candidate filed papers late Tuesday saying E. Jean Carroll should pay Trump unspecified compensatory and punitive damages and should retract her damaging statements. The countersuit comes a month after Carroll's lawyers filed a rewritten defamation lawsuit seeking at least $10 million more from Trump over comments he made after the jury verdict in May. But if the jury verdict was in his favor, then you're suing him over May. Like, again, you lost the trial. Chevy JB, that's fucking awesome. I can sue my ex for my child support back. I mean, you're going to have to win the case, but I mean, quintessentially, if this thing, it's not entirely unreasonable, you're going to have a case to win, and, but more power to you if you can, whatever. As long as the kid's taken care of, I'm okay with it. That's where my concern starts and ends. Someone else's kid. Is the kid okay? Then I don't care. The taste in my mouth, I gotta say, not awesome. I don't like this taste in my mouth. It's like I've been licking stamps for 5 hours and I can't take this shit. And it's gonna be this way for a day and a half. I'm gonna have literally what I call postage ass in my mouth for a day and a half. I got postage ass. I don't like postage ass, okay? I don't like it. One, I'm not shipping shit nowhere. Why do I deserve this punishment, right? If April had this, I'd understand. I know, cock tastes nasty. No, Chevy JP, it's from the steroids, not the dick, the steroids. It's from the semen, goddammit. Again, I gotta just keep remembering, pump the brakes. You're going a little fast. Alrighty, so as we were saying, the countersuit comes a month after Carroll's lawyers filed a rewritten defamation lawsuit. The jury concluded after a 2-week trial that Trump sexually abused Carroll in a luxury department store dressing room in spring of 1996. It also found that he defamed her in comments he made denying the attack last October. Right, he defamed her, saying, all right, look, he might have. That guy fires pretty loose from the hip, and that's talking from me. I cock off out my mouth because nobody will punch me because I'm a cripple. That will be the worst. Thank you, Lab Glass, for the 100 bits. That'll be the worst benefit if the MS happens. If I'm moving around fast like this and able to act like this all the time, nobody's going to cut me slack because I'm a cripple anymore. I am going to get punched in the face so much for the first couple of weeks before I learn, oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Now there's consequences. Because don't get me wrong, if someone punched me in the face, I wouldn't be, for some of the shit I say sometimes, I wouldn't be pissed. All right, I'd actually kind of be like, dude, that guy's cool. He had the balls to do it. I'll trade you. Everything tastes like smoke from Canada. I'm sorry, Toastmaster. That's got to be worse. Thought this was going to be inspirational music rant. Did you want inspirational music rant? I mean, now that it's... I'm sorry. Should have been. I should have read that and gone for it. Way to fuck it up, man. Way to fuck it up. Anyways, back to this Trump thing quick, so we can get done with this and move on. Alex Stein gonna whip your ass. Dude, if my legs are working full speed, okay, what's he gonna do? Alex Stein does not physically intimidate me if I'm allowed to move, man. If I'm allowed to move. God, I I want to work out like right now. I'm not gonna because
It doesn't work for me. I gotta have more cowbell.
all right. Was that a follow or a yes, thank you Brandon Gets It 93 following the Twitch channel. Thank you very much. Brandon Gets It saying, "What's up, Johnny?" Hey, what's up, Brandon Gets It? Again, if you're watching on Rumble, Twitch, YouTube, thank you very much. Let's worry about the rest of that after. Where are we going? We were on this one. So, at trial, Carol testified that the rape occurred after a chance encounter with Trump at the Midtown store, initially friendly and flirtatious, turned into a violent assault after they teased each other over trying on a piece of lingerie. Trump has consistently denied ever raping Carol or knowing her. He has said the department store encounter never happened. In his countersuit, Trump's lawyers cited comments Carol made at a CNN interview after May's verdict, saying that when she was questioned about the jury's finding that she was not raped, Carol responded, "Oh, yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did." And they said Carol also revealed that when she spoke to Trump attorney Joe Tacopina, Joe Tacopina, come on out to Tacopina. Do you like vaguely Mexican food with a American white family collar twist? Come on out to Tacopina. Tacopina, it's not Mexican, but it tries to be Tacopina. Sorry, name just... All right, so Trump's... Alrighty. So she spoke to him immediately after the verdict. She said she told him empathetically, "He did it, and you know it." The lawyers, Elena Haba and Michael T. Madeo, wrote that Carol made these statements knowing each of them were false or with reckless disregard for their truth or falsity. I mean, just because she lost the case doesn't mean the statements are false. It means that he didn't get convicted of it, you know? Chevy JB probably could have got Trump to admit it if you said he's huge and it ripped it. Yeah, right? Like if she went in with a scar almost up to her belly button and she'll go, "I know Trump effed me. He did this," and just whipped it down there. Clutched my pearls like, this scar is where they had to repair the damage from Trump's insanely massive cock. Then Trump will be like, "All right, I admit it. It was me. I did it. The lust overtook me." I can't do a good Trump. God damn. Steroids fix everything, but we can't do a good Trump. You know what I mean? Can't do a good Trump. We can think faster. The brain fog is gone, which, God, that feels nice. It feels nice to be like, "Hey, who's that guy? It's this guy." There we go. He said that, and then someone's going to put you on the spot, and you'll be fucked. Anyways, I suppose it doesn't really do too much for the brain damage. Whatever. Anyhow, so in the statement in response to Trump's counterclaim... Oh, wait, we skipped one. The interview was on television, social media, and multiple internet websites with the intention of broadcasting and circulating these defamatory statements among a significant portion of the public, they added. In a statement in response to Trump's counterclaim, Carol attorney Robbie Kaplan said that Trump again argues, contrary to both logic and fact, that he was exonerated by a jury that found that he sexually abused E. Jean Carroll by forcibly inserting his fingers into her. She said 4 of 5 statements cited by the counterclaim were made outside of the 1-year statute of limitations when a claim must be made, and predicted the other will be dismissed by U.S. District Judge Louis A. Kaplan. Wait a minute. That seems weird. So Carol's attorney is Robbie Kaplan, and the district judge deciding if this is okay or not is Louis A. Kaplan? How common of a name is Kaplan? Kaplan. Because that just looks hinky. On the surface. Oh, yeah, I'm sure there's no collusion there. They only have the same last name. Can't be family or related at all. That's not how you check my temperature. That's okay. I'm not a doctor. Look, logic, facts, it's all Johnny thing. All Johnny's things. Oh, right. Yeah, no, we don't do that. All right, so Trump's filings here. Does he have a case or not? Because on the one hand, right, they said he didn't R-word her, but he forcibly inserted fingers into a vagine. I don't know. His hands were very bigly. We'll save that. We'll see what happens. If we go through everything too fast, we'll get to that then, but don't throw that in there now. Anyhow, so moving along for the statements. Trump's filing is thus nothing more than his latest effort to delay accountability for what a jury has already found to be his defamation of E. Jean Carroll. But whether he likes it or not, the accountability is coming very soon, Kaplan said. Kaplan is not related. Oh, they put it in there. Kaplan is not related to the judge. Still sounds hinky. Trump, who is seeking the Republican nomination to run for president again next year, did not appear at the initial trial, but extensive excerpts of his recorded deposition were played for jurors, along with an infamous video revealed shortly before Trump's 2016 election in which he bragged that celebrities can grab women sexually without consent. That doesn't look good for him on that one. But I don't know enough about this, and I don't want to, because I don't want to dive into it, because I don't want to care that much, because I have no effect on the outcome. But I'll say what I think of it. Regardless of what this event is, it came up at an awfully interesting time to sandbag his re-election and to put something on him, a piece of dirt, if you will, that he has to then deal with. It's weird how we got the motivation to bring him to accountability only after he got out of office and, was going to run for president again. Trump was also heard quoting that same quote, but it ended with a preposition in Minecraft. They let you grab him by the pussy in Minecraft. Again, it's a locker room brag. Is there any truth to it? I have no idea. I don't know if Trump did this or not. Because on the one hand, could I see the guy, especially back in the 90s, feeling powerful, confident, and able to do that sort of a thing and not suffer a huge consequence? Yeah, especially if she was being flirtatious. Yeah, I see. He could go too far in that regard and then be like, whoa, that was a different time. People could get away with a lot more. People would have a harder time bringing him to justice about that. At least someone gets to comment, says Fall in the Crate. Brought to you by Burger King. Yes, I'm on steroids, as I've pointed out a couple of times. I'm on steroids, and I'm using the soda to kind of drown out the postage ass flavor that I have in my mouth. I'm sorry. Brought to you by Burger King. Oh. I know I said it before. Trump did, so there's that. Johnny about to rip a phone book in half. No, I mean, I probably could. They're easy. You tear them down the spine. Anyways, Finger Bang brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Ba-da-da-da-da. That's only 2. This finger brought to you by McDonald's. Ba-da-da-da-da. Next is the butthole. Steroids will make your baby balls look like peas. Not those kind of steroids, Joe Berger. Not those kind of steroids. I'm on, what is this, Solumedrol or methylprednisol? Methylprednisol or Solumedrol? I think I'm on Solumedrol. That's the intravenous one. Either way, it's intravenous, and it's gonna move in and out through the next day. It's not, next day and a half. The benefits will last for about 3, 4, 5 days, and then kind of, well, they'll fade over the next 4 or 5 days. What happened to STMS YouTube? Puerto Rico Mango, if you have not heard, the STMS YouTube got struck on Monday or Tuesday. It was Tuesday, right? Because we moved into it, and then it was Tuesday. All right, so the YouTube got struck on Tuesday because of a story about a person, and I won't go into that story. But there was a story about a person that we were joking about that person in the story, and apparently we cut a little too close to the cloth, I guess, and we're talking about groups that we weren't supposed to. So naturally, that's something YouTube said, oh, ho, ho, no, and shut down the stream for. So the stream was shut down and struck for a week. It will be back, I believe, on Wednesday. But after the whole thing happened, Aaron has now seen the light of YouTube. So now after everything, Aaron is seen the light of Rumble. So now Aaron is once again, hey, I gotta get on Rumble. Rumble's the place to be, because it turns out that Rumble is really looking out for people, and they're not faking their numbers. I talked to them and they said they weren't. They wouldn't lie. Why would a guy lie? No one ever knows that quote when I make it, but hey, I make it every time. Someone might point it out eventually if they figure it out, but I don't think they will. Why would a guy lie? Anyways. Mango must be worried because NLO has nothing to talk about. Hey, man. I don't care. I'm not in that shit. I don't give a shit why. Aaron is not looking at YouTube. YouTube is looking at Air, and they don't like him. YouTube should just be the encyclopedia for steel toe. Move on. I should say this. Aaron, He doesn't like an idea until he likes the idea, and then he really likes the idea. And maybe this is a better way to be on the whole Rumble thing. I don't know. But as for the YouTube thing, I don't know. I kind of think I saw that one coming a while ago. And I just, that's why I'm ranting at 200 BPM. 200 beats per minute? I don't think so. Actually, we do have a heart monitor over there. We could. Oh, no, it's too much work. I'm not going to walk over and get that. We'll be gone forever. Are you kidding me? I'm not faster. The legs don't work better. They're just a little loose right now, and my brain is working properly, so I can tell that when they're touching the ground. Are you saying the steel toe news is nothing burger? The steel toe news is a nothing burger? No, I'm saying Aaron being struck on YouTube was a very foreseeable incident before now. I feel like with the audience and the reach kind of seeming throttled and everything else, I feel like YouTube was kind of, I feel like there were speed bumps that we were hitting that were kind of alerting us to, hey, this isn't going to work out forever. And meh. I can't make snarky comments on Rumble. Wants me to verify my email or some shit. Doesn't work. I'm sorry, Joe Berger. I only know that on I'm signed up with Rumble because I broadcast on it, and I don't have a problem. I don't believe Aaron's reason. I don't believe I see that either. They just don't like Karen, okay? Huh? Now we're getting way over my skis. Hold on. Mango must be worried. No, we'll talk about, we covered that. Of course, first time I make a super chat and it gets planned for the next day. Wait a minute, what? And no, I'm not juicing. God, I wish I were. Now I'm going backwards to see where we've been at. Looking at YouTube. See, the AI won't even let me speak about Stilton in a direct dead man. It's normal for Rumble to ask to verify email before you chat. I don't know about any of that. I just know I don't have that problem because I'm all good on that end. So either way, with the steel toe thing, they'll be back by Wednesday. They'll return by Wednesday, or you can watch them on Rumble. And as everything's gone, I believe, I didn't really get to watch today, but as everything's gone well on Rumble for the last couple days, I feel like when we come back, it'll be this time dual streaming with a lot more of a focus on keeping Rumble in the loop and then kind of maybe moving over. If you have Android, go to browser mode to verify your account. Yeah, I've heard there's issues with the Android app. I don't have issues with the Android app because I verified and I did everything on my PC. So maybe there's that. I don't know. Let's do tech talk with Johnny, because he's half aware of what computers. He knows just enough to shoot himself in the dick. All right, YouTube is more of a pre-show program. Yeah, I feel like YouTube would be a great accompaniment to the show in a variety of ways. But I think the reach and the growth on YouTube has probably hit its peak. We've peaked on YouTube. Chevy JB, it took me 2 days to get verified. I mean, the Android app is better than it used to be, but still buggy and needs some work. Pass that on to them. I mean, you could tell that to Aaron. I don't talk to Aaron's the one who gets messages from people. How many platforms can Aaron get kicked off of? Well, let's see. If you count the radio, so that's 1. Twitch is 2. YouTube would be 3. If we got struck from YouTube, that would be the 3rd time. I would say, though, at least he's getting better at it because off of radio for a little bit, seemed like the show was done. Then we went to the internet. We were reborn again, or we were reborn. Then we lost Twitch. And it was like, oh, shit. And we got to YouTube. And we were reborn again. So if we go to Rumble, is it reborn again? Android app. You better make 3 studios in the same day, Johnny. 3 studios. Still try browser version. Mine asked for a phone number verification. After I did that, my Android app is solid. If you're picking, I'm still climbing. Oh, if you're peaking, I'm still climbing. You're peaking, I'm still climbing. I mean, I am, yeah. I'm a nice low under the radar show. We get away with a lot. Except I have used the business iPad or browser mode to super chat or subscribe. Reboarded. Oh no. Hey man, who knows what the future holds? I don't. I'll tell you this. I really want the stem cells. Just every time I get the steroids, and I think, wow, if my body worked like this, and I could
Cheer
be
100
like this,
where'd Mango Mole go?
Maybe he got the answers he wanted and he moved on. Puerto Rico Mango's been a good supporter of this show and a friend of mine. So if he's not here, then oh well. The glitching issues were Aaron's internet or computer. I've listened to InfoWars for many years on Rumble, and it never glitches out unless I'm in a weak cell reception area. It isn't Rumble. I don't know what glitching issues you're talking about. If you're talking about the internet hiccuping on like Monday or whatever, or Tuesday, no, I think it was Monday. It certainly didn't have that issue for me after it fixed for Aaron, but I had that issue before. Like I think I had it on, I don't know. Yeah, I had it on Monday night, and then on Tuesday, yeah, that was the thing. So, anyways, we did the Trump thing. I don't want to go back into that. I probably should do this to help keep me down, or it'll keep me a little on an even keel. We are fully funded through Monday, but again, I'm planning to take Tuesday and Friday off. Friday for physical therapy. I won't be able to do the show, and then Tuesday, it's the 4th of July, and I kind of like some daddy-daughter time. So I'm going to take it off for that. Might be out in the backyard having a little fire on the pit and grilling some hot dogs or whatever, campfire style. But yeah, so if we do the math that way, that pushes us paid to Monday, so then we'd be paid to Tuesday, and then paid to, so they're technically fully funded through Wednesday. So thank you, everyone who's done bits, subs, subscriptions. All of that gets added up and extends the fully funded goal. Again, if you want to support the show, bits, subs, sound drops, all of that helps. Channel points are for fun, and so that way you can do stuff for free. So feel free to use those, but those don't financially support the show. Here we go. We'll give the nope. Yep, there we are. Get the pay links up. I should have done this before. I should actually shrink that down. All right, so here is the PayPal, the Streamlabs, the Venmo. If you want to support the show financially, we appreciate it. And again, it helps keep us on the air there. Must be a Fed.
Fuck off.
What? A Fed? Johnny, what the bullshit of the day, says Jack and Cough. Well, we just talked about Donald Trump. Apparently. Thank you, Rusty Kramer. Donald Trump apparently has been convicted of sexually assaulting the lady. But wait, was it convicted of that, or was it just a lawsuit? Like, again, I don't know what exactly the actual ruling is here. So I don't know. At any rate, he kind of got like a half in and half out on the convicted thing, and now he's suing her for damages. She's been awarded $5 million in damages, but he's suing her for defamation and various things. So it seems really, really weird. And as I said before, not talking about whether or not the charges actually happened.
Fuck off.
I believe that was a civil case, which means he just owes her money. Yeah, it was a civil case, which is the other thing too. If it's a civil case, that really says to me you didn't have any evidence to convict the guy. But I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know the law. All right? Don't take my legal advice. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, so he got in that. The way I feel about it, regardless of whether it really happened or not, I will say the trial, the accusations, all of it came up at an awfully good time. If you want to sandbag someone running for president. Mostly what you need to win a civil case is a plausible story. Well, yeah, it's a bunch of shit, and look at Sniffer Bomb grabbing Biden. In this instance, as in almost every other, I say even if Trump is guilty of everything you say he is, Biden's actually worse. With the exception of the tweeting thing. Thank you, Bud Britches, for being a dick. With the exception of the tweeting thing. The tweeting thing is the one thing where I go, nah, that's not a thing. That's not something other people do. Alrighty, so we have a little bit of where's my cursor? There it is. Yeah, that's why I keep bumping that button. We have a little bit of footage from the Titanic tourist sub, and now we have photos of the wreckage apparently being brought ashore. Let's see the video of the wreckage of the sub being brought ashore. Boop. And boop. Give me full screen. Oh, there's no audio? No audio. All right, screw you, dick. Alrighty, so there's the wreckage. That's the back hatch. Some more stuff up. There's a piece of the frame. Oh boy. Did we find I'm really I don't know what you guys, but I'm hoping to see the controller. I really want like the Logitech controller being brought up, and it would be great if the Logitech controller was brought up and the thing like had a battery light on. Wait a minute, hold on. I might have gone over something that seemed relatively interesting. There's the next piece, and I think it's the piece after this that yeah, hold on. What is that? Is that stuff did they tape that shit on there? And why did they? There's an awfully interesting collection of tarps on this stuff. Are they trying to keep pictures from getting out to the media? Because spoiler alert, that ain't helping. I'm going to tell you right now. What is that? Why is that taped on there? That's duct tape. Bet they are fine. Why is this tarp thing taped on here? Why are we taping over a hole? That's what she said. Why are we taping over a hole? I can see plenty of pieces where the carbon fiber hull cracked and like just shattered. Worse than how I wrap presents. Ignatz, it's about on par with how I wrap presents. But yeah, why are we looking at this is just this is a whole boatload of what the fuck right here. All right? That was a very academically well thought out submarine. It should have been better than our military submarine. Joe Burger, because bubblegum won't work. Control is still trying to connect by Bluetooth. Yeah, Bud Bridges, that's what I like. I'd like to see the light battery blinking like it's on a low light because it's been on for a while and it's just like still trying to connect, like signal not found. Not sus at all. Move along. Exactly. Not sus at all, right? Not sus at all. I get it if you wanted to cover up the pieces and you don't want people seeing shit, but that literally is just you covered one part. Why is that one part not worth showing? The rest of it certainly didn't seem to matter. Nothing to see here, folks. Oh, Jesus. So let's get into this. Metal wreckage from the Titan sub was unloaded from the Horizon Arctic ship in St. John's, Canada on Wednesday. Photographs showed metal pieces from the sub covered in tarps before cranes lifted them onto trucks. U.S. Coast Guard officials have said the submersible's landing frame and rear covers were found among the debris. All 5 people on board the vessel died on the 18th of June after it imploded about 90 minutes into a dive to view the famous 1912 shipwreck, which sits at a depth of about 3,800 meters or 12,500 feet in the North Atlantic. The submersible's construction included 2 titanium end caps and a carbon fiber cylinder between them. The debris brought ashore on Wednesday appeared to include both end caps, including the sub's porthole with its window missing, as well as landing legs and the equipment bay. And the end of the equipment bay. BBC News science correspondent Jonathan Amos says in the statement, why you stick the pictures in the way? I can't get to the rest of the statement. So far, 5 major pieces have been found below the surface in a large debris field near the bow of the Titanic, according to the last update from the U.S. Coast Guard. The agency has launched an investigation into the causes of the Titan disaster, which is in its initial phase. Officials have said they will try to estimate what caused the implosion and make recommendations to prevent future tragedies. The head of Ocean Gate, which organized the dive, 61-year-old Stockton Rush, British explorer Hamish Harding, 58, Shahzad Dawood, 48, and his son Solomon Dawood, 19, and French diver Paul Henry Nargolet, 77, all died in the incident. OceanGate has since been criticized for its safety practices. Former employees had raised several safety concerns about the Titan sub, which was not subject to regulation. In email messages seen by the BBC, Mr. Rush had previously dismissed safety worries from one expert, saying he was tired of industry players who try to use a safety argument to stop innovation. In a statement last week, OceanGate said it was an extremely sad time for our employees, who were exhausted and grieving deeply over this loss. And, of course, they linked James Cameron trashing OceanGate. Look, I get why James Cameron's trashing OceanGate. He sunk a whole bunch of his money into shit. He didn't rely on bagging on rich people. And, he did it the right way, by bilking his money from the American people through shitty movies. I'm sorry, but Avatar is aging poorly. I haven't even bothered to see the sequel, and I'm not a big fan of Titanic. I like Titanic solely for the male to female ratio when you saw it in theaters. There was a healthy dose of the ladies. All right, let's go over to these pictures. So there are pictures of them bringing aboard. Let's go look at a few of them. Let's show the good folks at home. So here's the first one. Bing, bada, boom, boop. There we go. Figured they better do something. What? Figured they better do something. FM billionaire vision. Okay, I should have used Gorilla Tape, right? Gorilla Tape would have done the job. Why didn't they just a colored condom instead of a tarp? They are fucked anyway. Okay. Were they attacked by orcas? That's a thing we haven't considered. An orca caused implosion. Ooh. The whales are coming. They're fighting back. All right. Biden administration did this. Seems that Hunter was going through some legal shit at the exact same time. Yeah, that is convenient. All right, they're investigating my son. Blow up the sub. Hunter Biden might have been inadvertently involved in Titangate. But if Joe Biden imploded a sub to take attention off of his son, let's not forget that he is just a grieving father doing everything he can to take care of his son. It's really actually kind of heartbreaking. Fuck The View. All right. Alrighty. Why are they covering it? They won the stupid prize. Exactly. It's like they want us to think something's up. Figured they better do something while they're down there. Do what down there? I don't know what you're talking about. Right. I like the fact that the Titanic is still around. Not for long. It's dissolving slowly, but yeah. There's a whole bunch of bacteria that has literally been eating the metal of the Titanic for ever since it got down there. And it's just, yeah, it eventually will collapse and just eventually into the ocean floor. Wasn't so much blowing up as holding off news that they knew it blew up for several days. Actually, yeah, Deathblow's got a good point. Why haven't we at Titanic is a soul harvester? Oh my God. So you're saying it's like the boat and Ghost Ship? All right. Taste Fairy saying, hello, Johnny. Hey, Taste Fairy. Fallen. It's covered so you can see bloody goo. Ooh, okay. New Avatar is good. You know, if it's available, because Fallen has said it's good, I'll give it a chance. I don't know. Killing rich people over 100 years. Well, thought Trump did it between his bullshit arrests. Why are still people calling the Olympia the Titanic after 100 years? Well, the Olympia was the boat and ghost ship, right? I'm not saying the Olympia was the Titanic, so I'm saying the Titanic is like the Olympia. Soul Harvester, are we talking about my wife? Heyo! It's a fucked up theory, says Chevrolet JB. I will say this, and let's scroll on to the next picture here. Debris carefully loaded onto trucks. Again, the tarps. What's with the tarps? What, are we protecting proprietary technology? Yeah, we don't want people stealing this highly valuable design that imploded. One of the Titan caps appeared to be among the debris brought ashore. One part appeared to be the tail section of the Ocean Gate sub that would normally be covered by the fuselage. Crane lifted some debris after they were salvaged by recovery workers. Alrighty, and some debris was covered in a tarp as crews loaded on. But why covered by a tarp? Wires from a metal part of the Titan could be seen. Yeah, we can see wires. Cool. Where's the one that there's the one. Why didn't we get to see many pictures of that? I want to see the one they loaded that was awfully, what the fuck about it? No. Okay. Nice job of making it. It is weird. It's like you're making us suspicious of something.
Johnny, I just got in. Had I missed anything? Cheer 100.
Well, Northern Finlander, allow me to catch you up. We started the show by announcing that I was on steroids, and everybody thinks I'm on something like meth or whatever because I can move, think, and talk kind of fast. And when I do that, people are like, holy crap, you're on crank. And I'm like, no, this is how we are most of the time. But everyone kind of freaks out about that because they don't see me move like this. They don't see me talk like this all the time. And they think that therefore is then something drug-related, which is not incorrect because, again, we are on steroids. Our first story was about Donald Trump and how he may or may not have sexually assaulted a woman, and that didn't look good for him. The overall thing being that if he did sexually assault that woman, and he is a horrible piece of shit, which he would be, Biden's probably done some of the same stuff, if not worse. And the thing that I still get to, it's awfully interesting that we bring up this thing about Donald Trump right before he's running for re-election. It's almost like they're trying to sandbag him. Next, we go back to the part that we were on now, which I believe it was this story directly, right? We went from 1 to 2. We didn't go over anything else, right? Yep. This story, which is about the Titanic. The Titanic sub, the Titan, went down. It imploded. Oh, God, 5 people are dead. And now we have the sub coming ashore. We have to ask why certain parts of it are being covered by tarps. It's almost suspicious. We were talking about, right before you got in, the theory that I've been on for a while. How is it that they were hearing knocking intermittently every 30 minutes? Every 30 minutes. But the sub imploded 90 minutes in. So they died before reaching the bottom. But we heard intermittent knocking for 30 minutes, or every 30 minutes. Were the fish doing it just to fuck with us? Hey, guys, they'll think they're still alive. Do you know Morse code? I don't either. I'm a fish. But hey, guys, they're still alive. They'll totally believe it. All right, now wait. You gotta watch. I don't. How do we tell time? I don't know. I'm a fucking fish. Do it again. So again, every 30 minutes, knocking. But they've been dead for days. Weird. And no one's talking about it, right? We have nobody asking, so what was the knocking? Is the knocking still being heard every 30 minutes? Is it the ghosts of the Titanic? Hey, we'll make them think they're still alive. Spoiler alert, it was Jack. He was doing Morse code, typing Rose is a bitch, Rose is a bitch, Rose is a bitch. They were talking about Rush's wife, Mary, and he was saying he was letting everyone know that
Mary Lovestick.
It's makes sense. Alrighty, if the sub is a knockin', don't bother rockin'. I mean, I like the idea, but I think we could have done it better with, if the sub is a rockin', that caused the knockin'. If the sub was a rockin', that caused the knockin'. If the sub was a rockin', those 5 dudes were each other. It kind of went a little weird off the hilt, but hey, it was Pride Month, so if there was ever a time to go down while you're going down. Alrighty, so let's just say the Titanic brand is still playing. Oh, the band is still playing. That's great news, right? And the band played on. Alrighty. God, today is fun. You know what's going to suck is today's fun and it's going to peter down, right? We're going to lose it again. Next Monday, we'll be back to the same old speed. Screwing up words like we did 2 seconds ago. Having trouble fucking figuring out who we were thinking about. Losing where we were mentally all the time. It just fucking sucks. All right? It sucks. I hate being up and down and up and down. This in and out shit driving me nuts. All right. Anyways, so that is the Titanic Titan submersible. All right. Wait. Oh, that's right. It's not sub. It's control. And there we go. Back to that. And that's why they're covering up. What? They found some alien crap in the Titanic, so the government blew them up, and they said it never made it down there. I mean, maybe. But if the government had alien crap in the Titanic wreck, you think they'd let that happen? You think there was alien crap in there and they were monitoring it, but they didn't bother? Like, I mean, that's an acceptable theory. One flaw. James Cameron practically lived on the Titanic. I like to joke that we did the math and I spent more time on the Titanic than the actual captain. Meh. Well, that's really easy because you're not dead. Somebody didn't get all the time you did to complete that mission, now did they? Jack and cough. Anything the government gets involved in implodes. Was the government involved in OceanGate? This is a great day for tinfoil hat time, so go ahead and give me a reason to believe, and I'm ready to go. Rusty Grammar auction, 45, 45, 45, whoa, 46, 46, 46, last call, 46, sold to the squinty guy in the conical hat. I felt that one right on the chin. All right. Okay. Today's a great show. It's sad that more people aren't going to tune in because today is going to be a fucking amazing show. I'm just telling everybody, woo, we're going to have a good time. So that's the Titan sub. Let's get on to the next part of our story because it's already the second hour. We're going to... What the fuck? Rusty Grammar, It's a weird picture to just see. Just weird to see. Just wasn't ready. You deserve far more subscribers and donators. That's what you get listening to Aaron whine every is getting old. I don't hear Aaron whine every day, but I'll say this. I can't say anything about Aaron's methodology of doing stuff. Seems to be working for him. Working for me? Meh. I'm also not doing all the work he does. I don't put up clips all the time. He puts in a lot of work off hours in making clips and putting that shit up and trying to get the audience in new places. Sniffer Row Joe. Right, yeah, I get the idea. It just was a weird picture to just suddenly see. I'm just saying, just kind of, hey-o, where did that come from? Anyways, apologies for coughing. I inhaled at a weird time. Guess who is more fun? Guess whose show is more fun? Yeah, I won't deny my show is absolutely more fun, but that's because, and I don't mean this as an insult, Aaron can't have fun with the audience on his show. Aaron can have fun on his show and include the audience, but Aaron is a bit too much of a control freak to have fun on his show. You could have fun with me a bit even when I don't want to or in a bit that I don't care for, and it'll go for a little while before I'm like, all right, okay. But then again, like if Aaron allowed people, he tried doing sound drops and stickers and that stuff on Twitch for a minute, for a hot second, and then he's like, nope, it's too much. I can't do it. Even having like the subscribers and stuff being announced was a bit much for him. So yeah, I don't blame that. That's pretty sure I hurt his feelings. He don't RW. Work is overrated, says Ignis. I mean, I'll be honest, work is not overrated in terms of getting more people to look at your show and stuff. I don't put the amount of work that he does in, and you can see the results, right? It's obvious. But as for the way he does a show and the way I do a show, the way I do a show now is largely inspired by the way he does a show. I just, as opposed to having a second mic, try to make the audience more involved. I like that even better. I like more of a public forum with me in the middle. But that's the difference. It's more fun. I don't think the sound drops made it an entire show with him. No, they didn't. They didn't make it an entire show. I don't know if they even made it a half of a show. Read my shit anymore. Oh. Chevrolet GB. Pretty sure I hurt his feelings. He doesn't read my shit anymore. He doesn't always read my shit. I will say this. I like Johnny's show. I get a laugh since it's just more comedy. Well, thank you for loving the show. He does better impersonations. I'll say that left, right, and sideways. But I do a better interaction with the show audience, or interaction with the audience show. God, I can't speak now. Hey, maybe those steroids were wearing off faster than we thought. Faster than we thought. Yep. It seems like we're coming back quick. All right. So yeah, I think it was like 10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes. 10, 12 minutes. He couldn't take it interrupts him. It gets him off track, and he can't do it. That's why second mics are his thing. He finds people who know how to work with him. Him and April have a really good vibe. They live together. They have just a natural back and forth all the time. Me and Aaron have a pretty good sync. I'm pretty good at just keeping the ball in the air. Corey and him had a pretty good kind of sometimes conflictionary like relationship. It was nice. So, I mean, we throw you off all the time. We'll be talking about a ship and somehow get to Beaver. I know, right? And that's, like I said, you guys throw me off all the time. You know what I did? We got a sound drop for it. So, whatever, you know? That's everyone that's been around since effing early. It's not an insult, it's just growth. The chat moves quicker, trying to make newcomers feel engaged, etc. And this is another problem with Aaron, and I've told him this before. He does sort of agree with me, but he doesn't do anything about it. He uses two large TVs. He uses two big screen TVs to do his show. Now, he likes the screens, large screens. They're a little farther away from him. I get it. Big screen. But if you've only got two screens, you can't do much, right? So between having the screen that he has all of his web stories on, and then the screen for his OB, he has to constantly go back and forth. He can't keep the chat up while he does news stories. And I think it's by design. But for me, I'm doing this with 4 screens. So I've got my sources and everything up top. I got my time clock up top to help me keep track of time. I've got my principal OBS screen right in front of me so I can see you guys. Hey, how's it going? My hair looks like shit. And always happens with the steroids. But then I have my web screen right over here to my left, so that way I can see what stories are up, where we're going for that. And then on my right, I have my chat screen so I can just look over here at a minute. He should have 4. He should at least have 3. Chevrolet he goes, I don't give a shit. Just makes me sad when I got a good one. Yeah, right? Right? When you know what? I drop bombs and he doesn't say it. Pisses me off. What is OBS? OBS is Open Broadcast Software. Or as Jackenkoff says, old bullshit. OBS is what every streaming software that every streamer uses is based off of, principally. It is an open source program that allows you to take webcam video, organize it into scenes, and gives you the ability to switch those scenes back and forth.
Please, show me your dick!
That's nasty. You're a pervert.
Or what she said, who gives a shit, you know? Thank you, Sandy Squatch, for the 50 bits. Let's get into our next story. And okay, this is it. Tester staff begs reporter to keep senator's exposed male anatomy off the record after pea field potty shop. There's a headline. Montana Democratic Senator John Tester's staff scrambled to keep the senator's exposed male anatomy off the record after he took a restroom break in a pea field while with a reporter. Now, it's pea like the vegetable, P-E-A. But you're saying he's guilty of peeing in a pea field? Seems like the right place. And also, dude, that's gross. You're peeing on your product? That's not right. Don't pee on the peas. Who fucking cares? I pee outside most of the time. Well, let's get into this. In journalist Ben Terry's new book, The Big Break, the gamblers, party animals, and true believers trying to win in Washington while America loses its mind. That's the title. Let's go back. The title of this guy's book, The Big Break. The gamblers, party animals, and true believers trying to win in Washington while America loses its mind. Could we shorten it down, please? Oh, get it? It's really intelligent. It has an extremely long title. No. That doesn't mean it's intelligent. It means you're full of yourself. You're a wordy fuck. The Big Break. Politics. Assholes in the government driving America crazy. It's a lot shorter. Shorten the cock. No, that is not a political book. That is a trans book. Alrighty. Where are we? During the trip, Tester, a farmer, answered nature's call in an organic pea field next to his tractor while Terrace was with him. The author recounted the incident. A couple of years later, I was on assignment in Montana, writing a profile of John Tester when the flat-topped, 7-fingered senator. So he has 7 fingers, which, by the way, I'm looking at a picture of his hand right now, and I only see 5. So he has one hand with 2 extra fingers? That's fucked up. 2 extra fingers? Suddenly started relieving himself in an organic pea field next to his tractor without covering himself up, Terrace wrote. Later, a press aide, who coincidentally also had 7 fingers. What are you implying? That people with 7 fingers can't keep their dick in their pants? 2 extra middle fingers? Here's my 2 extra fingers right fucking here. Aaron posted the damn links 53 times in 90 minutes for $5 worth of donos. Glad everyone held in till the end. I'll say this, man. I get what anyone who's critical of the hammering the donations thing is, but it does work. I mean, I don't hammer the donations unless we need them, And like, we don't, when we get a big bump, like my show's gotten to the point where we're going like this, and when we get a big bump, you know, we extend the prepaid part of the show. Thank you, Lab Glass, for the 100 bits. Oh. Shouldn't have had that Burger King. Again, thank you, Lab Glass, for the 100 bits. What, a pterodactyl? I don't know what we're talking about. But,
Cheer 100 tasty.
But yeah, so, I mean, he harps on it to get the goal met. When he gets the goal met, he puts it over. I sort of do the same thing here. I mean, we got the goal met so much that we just kind of like said, hey, we'll just cover it for perpetuity and whatever. And then we started coming back down, and I'm like, oh, man. But I couldn't in good conscience be like, hey, we got to get that goal going again. But, you know, now we're at a point where it's like we got to meet the goal every day, or we're, you know, whatever, in trouble. But, yeah, you know, I mean, if you don't push it, people don't. He might do it a bit much. I mean, saying let the chat breathe, definitely a good idea. A big bump is like that, like a shart in the wallet. Indeed, Jack and Cough, a shart in the wallet. And thank you for that little rant and tangent, everybody. But like I said, man, I ain't going to complain about anything he does. It works. He's always been good to me, which is why we're not worried about our current situation, because, you know, when things are better for him, and things will be better for me, I'm sure. That is definitely empty. Goodbye, Burger King. Only thing that gets me is all the begging for cash bit. Goes golfing every day, but not my life. He has a setup where he gets paid like a salary. So it's not like they you know, it's not like they're living large. They do a lot of budgeting and fiscally responsible stuff off air to allow them those kinds of opportunities. But I understand what you're saying. It does seem weird. It's like they're talking about their trip golfing, and you're like, dude, I don't get to do that. But it was a gift, you know, from their parents this time or that time or whatever. They saved up for it. His really kick-ass golf shorts they got at Goodwill. Like, there is penny pinching stuff they do for their life that allows them to live that way. But for people on, you know, just the YouTube end, yeah, I get what you're saying. But yeah, I don't know. Northern Finlander, I try to donate $1 or $2 a day. I know it's not much. And that means a lot to me, and I think Aaron. I'm pretty sure he appreciates anyone who donates even a cent to the show, because he wants to keep the show going, and those donations do it. And he always rolls over what he gets into the next day. He doesn't pocket anything. So, yeah. But like I said, I can understand anyone who's like, hey, we got to hit our goal today. I had a great time playing 18 holes. Yeah, I get that. I get how that looks and sounds. Chevrolet JB saying, I donate when I can, just like here. And anyone who donates even 2 bits to this show, I say thank you so much. I have no idea, man. Sandy, I don't even know the financial aspect of it on his end. I just know that he's never lied to me or misled me. And so when he's, you know, when he had to cut my pay because there was no way to do it, the funding wasn't there. We went from Twitch to YouTube. Like, me and Corey took consistent pay cuts for a while and really didn't get any of that back. I mean, I'm pretty sure he took a little bit of a hit, and they're not doing awesome. Plus, the money might be in on the show, but then he spends money on that stuff. Like, keep in mind, every VIP that's going to the anniversary show for free because they paid for their tickets with their VIP membership, that money comes out of the show's budget. Like, those tickets are paid for the venue's end, for the performer's end, but the money doesn't actually come in because it already did. So every pair of VIP tickets that you claim technically comes out of the Steel Toe Show's budget. Now, again, that's the contract they made. But it is, like I said, when you see it from a viewer angle, it does look a little like, wait a minute. Jesus, why am I getting so weird? The steroid stuff maybe is messing with me more than I thought. You know what we should do? Smoke weed. So how about them twins? Indeed. But yeah, so the like I said, the VIP tickets and stuff, because I'm not taking a pay cut for my performance at the anniversary show. But, you know, Fallen the Great with a great point. Hey, you know what? It's not any of your money.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Let's get the cowbell for Lab Glass here. But again, let's read Fallen the Great's point, because I really do agree with this. Hey, it's not any of your money once it leaves your pocket. How about all your bitching about money? How about all of you bitching about money? Shut your mouth and support, or fuck off and watch your own bobber. I don't care. Whatever. And I very much agree with that. Let's go ahead and it's like Johnny bragging about his Burger King money. Yeah, I don't mean to brag, but I budgeted so I could get a Whopper today. And here is Balls Deep's cowbell for that gifted subscription. Thank you for that tier 1 sub. Thank you for every one of the tier 1 subs you've gifted, Balls Deep. Here we go. Balls Deep cowbell. Hey-o. All right. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, like I said, I can understand how easy it is for someone to go, hey, explain the finances. It seems weird. But I'll say this for anyone being critical. They budget. They're very fiscally responsible to get where they are. They make sacrifices in other areas, but, you know. I'll say this. I could do a lot more if I didn't spend money on fast food and just fiscally blow money out my ass for my daughter. Like, buying shit for her is a problem. I have a problem with that. But either way, I don't count Aaron's money because I trust that he's been good to me. And until I see a reason that he's not being on the up and up with me, then I'm pretty sure things are as he says. So I'm pretty sure that I just knocked something over. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, it's not a big deal. Was that Johnny ringing his nuts? No, that's my cowbell. This was gifted to me at a comedy show in Partners Pub by a wonderful member of the audience. This cowbell was gifted to me because we had the cowbell drop and we didn't have an actual cowbell. We were gonna cut the bell part out and ding it, but no, we got kind of enjoying the ring aspect of it. And now it's a nice little thing. We keep it on the ground so it's not near the mic. People do the paid subscription or the gifted sub. We acknowledge it with a little cowbell action. And that way, if you do like a big one, we ring it a little bit more, and I really work my arms. And today's a good day to ring the cowbell. I don't mean to brag, but the fucking the stamina is up. Ooh, the pipes are ready. The guns are good. Ring for beer. I thought Johnny drinks. Dude, you thought I drink? We do a happy hour show all the time. And I don't know if I should do it today because I promised I'd hang out with my daughter. But I do have this baby nearby for an emergency situation. I'm just saying, drinking happens. Roids rule! Oh, Johnny drinks scotch. Yeah, I do. I drink scotch. You know, it's okay, Johnny, beat off steam on Rumble. Handle O Walker, hell yeah. Dude, Johnny Walker Black. I started drinking Johnny Walker Red, and they're like, dude, if you like red, you got to give black and blue a try. And I haven't gotten to the fiscal responsibility point where I can afford to buy blue. But I use black on the show, so I can kind of say it's technically a show expense. So we do that. But all right, let's get to do we have a video here? We don't. Okay, so let's get to this story with Tester. A couple years later, he's on assignment. Later, a press aide who coincidentally also had 7 fingers. So we're pointing out that apparently people with 7 fingers either show their dick or cover up for dick showers. Popped out of a Subaru. Another popping out, hey? And posed me a question that's as old as the federal government itself. Can the senator's penis please be off the record? The journalist wrote in the book released earlier this month. Well, I guess we got the answer to that question. Nope. All right, so Fox News Digital reached out to Tester's campaign for comment and the anecdote, or comment on the anecdote, but did not immediately receive a response. Earlier this month, Tester gained a challenger for his Senate seat in the form of Tim Shealy, a businessman, firefighting pilot, and former Navy SEAL. It's quite a list to put together. The Republican officially announced his candidacy exclusively with Fox News Digital on Tuesday, calling for a new generation of leadership in his bid to unseat incumbent Tester. The Montana Senate race is among the most closely watched elections in the 2024 cycle, as it would determine whether Republicans gain a majority in the Senate. Shifting the focus away from political parties, Shealy said, "The one thing I learned in the foxhole in Afghanistan or the belly of a submarine is when the chips are down, there's only really one party, and that's American." That's American. Yeah, see, I don't want to go to a one-party system. I want to go to a multiple-party system. I would like to see more parties, not less. One party sounds awfully communist to me. Multiple parties sounds like we all get a seat at the table, we all get a vote, we all get a voice kind of a thing. That sounds American, God damn it. Was it a good dick? All we want to know. We should have 15 parties. I don't know about 15. 15 seems like a lot. I thought I bought blue and drank it, refilled it with red for my friends. You know what, Luke Duke? Not a bad deal. I like your style. There is green and yellow Johnny Walker. That's like over $100. There is green and yellow Johnny Walker. That's like over $100 a bottle. Blue is over $100 a bottle. I didn't even know there's green and yellow. What is there like? Is there like primary colors and secondary colors? I'm drinking Johnny Walker turquoise. It's when I mix. It's when I mix red and blue and then white a little bit. It just no, that's actually pink. Fuck, Johnny Walker pink. I like to see all the old fucking ass wipes that have been in the government for 30 years out and new people and ideas. Jack and Cough, I like where you're at. I'd like to see term limits. That's what you know what? You can be 60 and running for Senate. But you should get the same like 4, 8, 12, whatever years we're giving for the senators. You get those same number of years to make the most of it, you know? You don't get to sit there until you decide, you know what, I've embezzled enough money to comfortably retire. I'm Nancy Pelosi and I'm leaving the government. Because, you know, insider trading isn't insider trading if you do it while you're an elected official. I'm Nancy Pelosi, and I approve this message. Alrighty. So before entering the political scene, Sheely served in Iraq, Afghanistan, South America, and the Pacific region, receiving the Bronze Star with Valor for heroism in combat and the Purple Heart Medal, on top of also owning several businesses. The veteran recipient shares 4 kids with his Marine veteran wife, Carmen Sheely. Sheely. Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, that's going to be a hard thing to run against. Fucking. And this is the thing, too. You want to see Sheely? You want to see his competition? I wonder why the guy might be worried. He's going up against the real-life fucking character, Val Kilmer's character from Top Gun. I mean, sweet Jesus. This guy looks like he's fucking Iceman. Johnny, don't forget the multicolor brands if you catch my drift. That's right. We're drinking Johnny Walker Pride. It's one bottle that has red, blue, yellow, green, black. It's all inclusive. And don't drink too much because it'll kill you. That's a big head. Yeah, it's a big head. All right? It's a big head. I will grant you it's a big head. But it's going up against this, okay? You tell me that's not a big head? Not only is that a big head, that's a big neck. That's a pig-looking motherfucker. Thank you, Sandy. You're a cunt. Also a big head. Like I said, also a big head. Also a big neck. Quite a gizzard on this guy. Also, if I might point out, we haven't seen them, 7 fucking fingers apparently on one hand. Or wait, no. 7 fingers? 7 fingers, meaning he's missing 2 on one hand. He's missing 3. He's missing 3 fingers. So this guy's missing 3 fingers and you're pissed that he didn't cover up his dick? He didn't have enough hands to do it. He didn't have extra fingers. He had less. I've been wrong on this the whole time. So apparently people missing their fingers have to make every effort to cover their penis. They got to be lucky if they can hold the goddamn thing. Yeah, I mean, he's only got one hand to grip it with. What if his dick is so big he can't cover that with all the fingers God has left him? Why have glasses if you're going to look over? Yes, because you feel a lot more superior. We're like, all right, now look here, you dumb son of a bitch. I might be a country bumpkin who secretly harbors racism through the lens of natural believed inferiority of the African-American people, but hey, goddammit, I'm a Democrat. I keep my glasses on my nose because I know I don't need to read if I look intelligent, goddammit. Do not question me. I am a senator with a buzz cut. God, that guy looks like a tard. Just tard central. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a tard. Tard alert! Ignatz. My dad used to look over his glasses right before the beatings start. All right, so let's go back. The thing that's weird about this for me is this is a Montana governor, and I dated a girl with that last name. I'm gonna be real honest. Here's a piece of shit thing to admit. Half the reason I looked into that story, I saw the last name. I was like, wait a minute. Gotta see where this goes. Typical of farmers to be missing digits. It's a dangerous job. Yeah, it's weird though. Not only is he missing 3 fingers, but the person who confronted him about the 3-fingered man peeing in a field was also missing 3 fingers. And I kind of, quite frankly, is it weird that I'm not pissed that this guy whipped his dick out in front of a reporter to relieve himself? I'm pissed that he did it in a field full of peas that he's apparently farming. Like, you're in a field of produce farm. You're peeing on produce. That's just gross. I don't care if it's the rainwater's going to get it off of there. That's gross. It's gross, okay? Stop doing that. Stop peeing in the field. Okay? Just get a jug. You know, piss in a Gatorade bottle like a goddamn man. All right, so I was worried that we weren't going to have enough content, but between the ranting and just kind of going off on tangents, because believe it or not, you could tell I'm kind of in a tangent mood. Really, I fingered a girl from Seattle in Montana in a skate park once. K-Fallen saying, one of these days you will remember I gave you the cowbell. Fallen the Great, I don't know if I've said this enough, and thank you for the cowbell, by the way. Fallen the Great for the cowbell. I'll have to engrave it into the cowbell or something, because I have a horrible memory for names. I have a good memory for faces. So if you're like, hey, dude, I gave you the cowbell, like, yeah, that's the guy who did it. Especially if you were wearing the fucking captain's hat again. But names thing is, even when my brain works, associating names with people is always a thing. Yeah, all right. No one should be offended by someone pissing outdoors. But anyway, from the food, please. But away from the food, please. Yeah, I don't give a shit that he peed outdoors. You know, all sorts of animals pee outdoors, all right? But just don't pee on the food, all right? Don't pee on the food. I feel like that's a good rule, and we can all follow it. Don't pee on the food. God damn it. All right, so we talked about this earlier, so we got to get into this. Kamala Harris has made history by achieving the lowest approval rating for a VP ever recorded by NBC. In the latest NBC News poll, Vice President Kamala Harris just achieved history by becoming the most disliked vice president in history of NBC's polling. According to a new NBC News poll, only 32% of registered voters have a positive view of Harris, compared to 49% with a negative view, including 39% with a very negative view. That leaves Harris with a net 19 or negative 19 or negative 17 rating. I don't know why. When NBC News noted that the lowest for any vice president in the poll's history, Harris's minus 17 net rating lined up against the last four vice presidents during their tenures, with Mike Pence of minus 4 in October of 2019, Joe Biden of +1, oof, in December, that's impressive, of 2010, Dick Cheney with +23 in May of 2003. Well, to be fair, Dick Cheney's the only vice president that shot a guy and got an apology. And Al Gore of +15 in March of 95. These are four very unpopular vice presidents, but no one can compare to Kamala's utter awfulness. If Biden had chosen any other VP, the Democrats would dump him and slot the VP in as president. But somehow he chose the only person in the United States besides Hillary Clinton who is less likable than himself. I mean, yeah, it does start. It is starting to seem like it's intentional. Like he's like, you can't get rid of me, or else you got to deal with this crazy fruitcake. Spoiler alert: Kamala Harris is corn pop. I almost beat that bitch with a chain. Oh, fuck. All right, thank you for being part of the show. We have the show going for another... Fuck you. We have the show going for another hour and 45 minutes, so thank you for being part of the show. Again, you can contribute on Rumble, PayPal, or Rumble. You can contribute on Venmo, PayPal, and Streamlabs. We have those links, and I can get them back in a minute. And you can also do the sound bits, the subscriptions. Sound bits. The sound drops, the subscriptions, and the bits. Jesus. All right, yeah, the fucking steroids are fading off, and I'm going too fast now. I'm tripping over my words. Gotta slow it down. All righty. Wasn't Kamala Harris well-known hooker, and that's how she got into politics? I have no idea if that's true or not, but I hope not. No offense, Kamala Harris is not an attractive woman. And I'm not saying that to bag on her because she's a Democrat or because she's a shitty vice president. I'm saying that because, no, Kamala Harris is not an attractive woman. And I'm saying this as a guy who's relatively desperate and is constantly every day realizing he's pushing back the slider on what makes an attractive woman out of sheer willingness to just finally get someone that fits the criteria and says yes. You know what I mean? Like, that's no. I would hit it after a 6-pack. No. I no. 32% must have asked her and two other people if she was good. I'll say this. I think there's a large group of people that are going to insist Kamala Harris is a great vice president because she is a woman who's a person of color, and they want to at least appear to publicly
Cheer
be
100
an
Johnny.
ally.
I'd hit it from the back.
I'm trying not to vomit. See,
He's gotta puke! He's gotta puke!
she's 58, y'all. Dude, if she was 28, it's just no. No.
He's gotta puke! He's gotta puke!
Chevrolet JB saying, I learned a long time ago, if you lower your expectations, the average will increase. Yes, that is true. Every guy learns that lesson. But every guy also realizes that, like in a game of like in a game of limbo, like in a game of limbo, can only go down so far before you realize you're not coming back from that. And that's where I'm at. I was taught at a young age that white was a color. Guessing my teacher sucked. See, that's the weird thing. We learned so long ago that colors were a thing and genders were a thing, and now we're being called bigots for sticking to the information we were taught. Hey guys, they're not teaching that stuff in schools anymore. And in a completely unrelated topic, school scores are at an all-time low. Can't see a correlation there. Alrighty, so the next story we're going to do, speaking of people who, I guess, never see correlations, Anheuser-Busch CEO refuses to say if he'd allow Bud Light's disastrous Dylan Mulvaney promo in hindsight. So, Anheuser-Busch, Brendan Whitworth, declined to say if he would allow Bud Light's disastrous promotion with transgender-influenced Dylan Mulvaney to happen again in hindsight, despite ongoing backlash. Bud Light sales have plummeted since the beer maker gifted Mulvaney special cans in April to celebrate a full year of girlhood, which the influencer quickly claimed were her most prized possession on Instagram. With a post that featured hashtag Bud Light partner, a second video then featured Mulvaney in a bathtub drinking a Bud Light beer as part of the campaign, and the company has been mocked and boycotted ever since. It's been a challenging few weeks. I think the conversation surrounding Bud Light has moved away from beer, and the conversation has become divisive. And Bud Light really doesn't belong there. Bud Light should be all about bringing people together, and there's an impact on the business. And I think that's publicly covered on Bud Light specifically, Whiteworth said on CBS Mornings. Yeah, you guys, I'm sorry. You fucked up, all right? You fucked up. You guys really screwed up because you guys made this can, okay? Does that say cheers? I think it says cheers. Cheers to 365 days of being a woman. I'm going to say what I've always said. If you're a trans person and you want to say, especially a trans woman, if you're a trans woman and you want to say, I'm a woman, you have to have lost the bottom bits. No cock and balls, all right? Now, I don't care if you get the inside out surgery or you go straight eunuch. Does not matter to me. Not my pig, not my farm. But my point is, you don't get to have a dinky and say you're a lady. You do not get to have a giant clit and a hang down purse, and say you're a lady. All right? If you're saying I've been a woman or a girl for 365 days, that means you have been physically incapable of peeing standing up for 365 days. All right? That's a minimum. We need to have no peeing standing up and no busting a nut, because those are male things. Those are exclusively male traits, and you are gender appropriating when you do them. So that's all I'm saying. I'm saying if you are someone who says, I am a lady, then you need to have bottom surgery. Otherwise, you're a poser. And from what I understand, most of these people don't do the bottom surgery. It's really easy to get a breast implant and then just, do makeup and grow out your hair. But, it's a lot of commitment to say, I don't know, give up your genitals. And it's weird because, they insist that, I'm a lady. I understand what it is to be a woman. Not really. Not when you have the advantages that appendage grants you in a variety of situations. Not really. Evidently, people know what a woman is. Yeah, and this can wasn't that, apparently. And Bud Light paid a stark price for it. But I will say this, Bud Light is paying a stark price for something they should have been paying for a long time. Not because of the Dylan Mulvaney stuff, but because they're a fucking pander company. I mean, most companies are pander companies, but Bud Light, beer in general, pander company, all right? They've been pandering for a while, like, hey, come drink our beer. Come drink our cheap beer. You know what doesn't need to pander? A good product. You know what doesn't pander? Johnny Walker Black. Johnny Walker Black Label. You know why they don't pander? Because it's goddamn good. They don't need to pander. Crack the top, pour yourself a glass, over some ice if I might suggest, have a sip, and you'll understand why Johnny Walker Black should be your booze. Now, Bud Light has to pander. I mean, it tastes like recycled beer in a can, and by that I mean you drank a Coors and then you peed into a can. Bud Light, it's Coors on round 2. I bet Harry Carey is rolling in his grave. I don't know why he would be, but I don't know. Anyways, we have an hour and a half left in the show. We still haven't finished the first hour, so I got to get through this story and into the next one. Co-host Gail King then asked Wentworth what the promotional campaign was intended to achieve, but the CEO downplayed the significance and noted it was simply one can, but the company must evaluate the impact. We have to understand the impact that it's had, the impact on our employees, the impact on our consumers, and as well the impact on our partners, he said. One thing I'd love to make extremely clear is that impact is my responsibility as the CEO. Everything we do here, I'm accountable for. Yeah, but you didn't get fired. The lady who did this did. Whitworth, who admitted the company needs to triple its investment in Bud Light advertising amid the backlash, was then asked if he would send Mulvaney the can again in hindsight. But the CEO didn't directly answer the question. Yes, because he will get fucking flamed if he does. And spoiler alert, no. Looking back on what happened, no. Because there's a whole lot of pandering that Bud Light does, and this brought a lot of attention to that. Again, the backlash Bud Light is getting is something they've deserved for a while, because they just fucking pander. Does anyone remember the This Bud's For You fucking campaign with Seth Rogen and Amy Schumer? Hey, we're talking about beer and weed, get it? This Bud's for you. Get it, stoners? You should drink Bud Light. Woo, stoner beer. Bud. It was Pander Central. The Pander machine was in full speed when they released the fucking camo cans. And everyone's like, I can't believe that a Fold of Honor would work with Bud Light again. Again? Motherfucker, they worked with them the first time because it's a pander fest. They wanted somebody to pander to. They will always want someone to pander to. 4th of July, pander to the troops. Hey, the trans thing sounds hot right now. Pander with Dylan Mulvaney. It was only one can. It was one can, but it was an online advertising campaign of Dylan Mulvaney pimping your product. And if it hadn't received the backlash, Dylan would still be doing it today. Oh, wow. Just kidding. Has a major national sponsor. No. I'd like to point out that Burger King and Johnny Walker Black have had absolutely no say in any advertising for this show. Do not endorse this show or our endorsement of them. Yeah. But no, dude, I'd love to have a major sponsor and just kind of not heckle people about fundraising, but someday. It was going great last year when we could do the DJ thing and the comedy thing and just go, you know what? If we're not making the money on the show, there's other ways to go. Don't have that option this time. Now I'm between a rock and a hard place, keeping the bills paid. And that's what we're doing. You guys help, and I say thank you. Speaking of which, thank you if you're watching on Rumble, Twitch, or YouTube. We have all 3 of the chats up over here, and we will read them, even though Twitch and YouTube are the only ones on the screen. I apologize. But thank you for watching the show. If you want to click the old thumbs up thing and get us, hopefully get a little more traction, we'd appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get our last first hour story, because we have an hour and a half left in the show. I really need to kind of, move on. This one hits home in more ways than one for me. A report came out that St. Cloud tops the nation in the highest medical care costs. St. Cloud, Minnesota, the city I live on. The city I live on. I mean, I do. I live on it and in it. A new report suggests St. Cloud has the highest medical care costs in the contiguous United States. The report from the website Smart Advisor says we pay an average of $1,102 per year for basic medical costs. That's based on prices in the first quarter of this year. The national average is about $850 per year. The medical basket prices include uninsured visits to the doctor, dentist, and optometrist, as well as the cost of prescription insulin and a bottle of ibuprofen. The prices were compared in more than 200 U.S. places. The report says St. Cloud's high medical expenses are surprising given the cost of living is roughly 4% below average. St. Cloud's price tag grew by 1.3% year over year, lower than the inflation rate, but high enough to maintain the top cost spot for the second year in a row. St. Cloud also pays the most on average for insulin at $618 for one carton of 5 pens. The national average is $489. The average cost of a doctor visit in St. Cloud is $226, higher than the national average of $125. Cities are ranked from the most expensive to least expensive basic medical care prices for quarter 1 of 2023. So city number 1, here we go. Let's pull this up here. Enhance and whack-a-mole. Boop. So St. Cloud's number 1. Following in right behind St. Cloud is Marshfield, Wisconsin. Then we have Everett, Washington, Tacoma, Washington, Terre Haute, Indiana, Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, Olympia, Washington, Winchester, Virginia, West Virginia. So I'm guessing that straddles the line. Yakima, Washington, Moose Lake, Washington. Yeah, so the only thing is apparently if you go to, cost of living, it's kind of St. Cloud's on the other end of that list. Everyone else is about in the same spot. You don't love on a street. You live in a basement. Retarded God. You don't live on a... I think you mean I don't live on a street. You live in a basement. Retarded God. And Ihili, you're number one. I have no idea what we're talking about. Hey, this is why it pisses me off. I'll tell you exactly why. One of the reasons we have some of the highest healthcare costs in St. Cloud, because the Centricare medical system in St. Cloud has a person running the head of it who's been entirely for profit in terms of himself, and so at the cost of the staff, the quality of care, and the overall price of care, costs and things have been going up while internal costs have been being slashed all along in the name of making him more money. So, again, fuck that guy. All right. So that's that. I won't dawdle on it too long. He's a piece of shit and a half, says Rusty Grammar. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. All right. So we got that done. That's the... Hey, guys, it's the first hour. We got it done just in time to load up hour 2 before the show's over. I can't believe I was worried I wasn't going to have enough material. I was like, oh, I'm going to burn through everything too fast. I'm going to move too fast. But we've been pacing it out really nice. The pace has gone well. I've realized that I'm starting to tongue-tie a little bit. Maybe I'm a little too confident in how fast we can move, and it's not all there. I bet he punches kittens, too. I have no idea, but it wouldn't surprise me. Is it true that in America it costs more than $1,000 to call an ambulance? Yes. If you're not insured, yeah. I actually have a bill sitting over there that's like $1,600 or $1,800 from my hospital visit that for the ambulance, and I have to, get the insurance part to cover that. Once insurance covers it, it's like $200 or something. But yeah, if you're uninsured, oh yeah. I read that somewhere and I was in disbelief. Nope, that's totally true. Totally true. I can prove it, damn it, but I'm not going to go get the bill because I'm lazy. And the show is moving on. I'm going to drop the audio for just a minute, so please don't do any sound drops or... Yeah, I don't know why I'm reading that, and it's giving me pause. So, yeah, please don't do any sound drops or any of that stuff. We're going to drop the audio down for a second while we load the second hour stories. We're going to be talking about the Canadian wildfires. We're going to be talking about Liz Cheney. We've got a Democrat who had a pretty interesting take on abortion. We've got a Paris incident that's drawing attention. We got a bull in Pakistan. And we've got people in Oregon being granted just a little bit more freedom.
Look at it.
So we've got a few things going here.
Police chief.
Could you not do that? I get it. You just ate dinner and now you want to F your dog. That's not something we need to hear about, buddy. You're barely keying on the mic, but just keep your stuffed animal events to a reasonable volume. Oh, and hospitals charge way more for uninsured patients because they don't have to negotiate with your insurance company. Oh, absolutely right. They charge way more for their services because they don't have to negotiate with your insurance company, and because once they do that, they literally can just write that expense off. So it doesn't matter whether it's something they use to balance their books at the end of the year or something they use to justify increases in costs. Those bills are never negotiated, so they get to be as high as they need. Who is effing whose dog? All right. So here's the story. Dude, you get any close? If I see you, I'm bringing you over here, and I'm bringing the dog. All right? Keep it over there. So I was given a stuffed dog, a stuffed animal dog, for a Valentine's Day present from my then wife, because I had given her a smaller stuffed dog of that type as a Valentine's Day gift years earlier. The cat decided, even though that he's been neutered, that he relieves tension and stress by taking a stuffed animal that is, I'd say, about twice the size of him and bending its limbs back so he can simultaneously like dislocate its hip while he skull fucks it. It's really, really weird. And he has to do it while he growls at you and stares you in the face angrily. When he was a kitten, he would do it to the point where he would walk bow-legged. And we were like, oh my God, he has a problem. And it's weird. He really likes to hate F it with eye contact. Video or it's made up. I did have this on video somewhere. I don't know that I can show this on video. But, you know, we'll work on it. We'll work on it. We'll do it on there we go. We'll make it and we'll put it up on Rumble. We can get away with that on Rumble, right? Just like a short little video seeing like, I'm not kidding. My cat humps the dog. That's what Rumble's for. That's what Rumble's for. All right. Anyways, Sherry saying, finally watching you, Johnny. Good to see you. He makes uncomfortable eye contact with you while he does it too. Yes, Sherry in the chat there. And I don't know, why is it not popping up on here? Weird. And I need to switch this to live chat, which thank God we got there. Great. All right. Good cat. I can hear the low growl. Yeah, you can kind of hear it in the background. He's not close enough for him to pick up on the mic now. Yep. Sounds like he's finishing. It's just a weird thing. It's not, I don't know. I just mean I got cats. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's, yeah, it's, but again, friend of the host and show, Sherry there pointing out, yeah, he totally eye fucks you while he fucks the dog. It's weird. He has completely, I'll say this, he has completely emasculated me in terms of my ownership of the dog. I have given up ownership of the dog. It is now his fuck dog. Like it is his animal his stuffed animal that he aggressively humps, and that's what it is. It's not mine anymore. It's his. It's got all his DNA in it. Anyways, moving to something and now for something completely different. Smoke from the unprecedented Canadian wildfires is apparently choking the upper Midwest, which, actually, we were someone talking about this earlier, like everything tastes like Canadian wildfire. Smoke from the raging wildfires in Canada triggered poor air quality in several cities across the upper Midwest on Tuesday, and with Chicago, Minneapolis, and Detroit recording some of the worst air pollution levels of any major city in the world. Yeah, so I have to imagine it's been horrible for Canada. Smoke from the Canadian wildfires, which have exacerbated by human-caused climate change. You know, why can't we talk? All right, well, hold on. Climate change and global warming has repeatedly choked North American cities this summer, and additional rounds of smoke may follow. Canada is experiencing the worst wildfire season on record, driven by extreme heat events and exacerbated by drought conditions, according to data from the Canadian Interagency Forest Fire Center. Winds also carried the smoke across the Atlantic Ocean, shrouding the sun in parts of Portugal and Spain on Tuesday, making the smoke Canada's most successful export. Like the movie Click. What about the movie Click? The cat humping the dog or the smoke story? I never saw the movie Click. That's the one with the thing with the remote, right? Like, what is it? Adam Sandler has a remote? I don't know. They shouldn't have set those fires. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. The threat level inhaling wildfire smoke when it's in its present in high concentrations at ground level can cause serious health complications and is especially dangerous for elderly populations and people with heart ailments or asthma. So in other words, this is COVID round 2. Great. An Air Quality Action Day was declared for all Northeast Illinois and Northwest Indiana for Tuesday and Wednesday, meaning fine particulate matter and other pollutants could build to unhealthy levels in the outdoor air. Air quality alerts across upper Midwest are expected to remain in effect Thursday, according to the National Weather Service. Chicago had the world's worst air quality for major cities around the world on Tuesday afternoon, with a 198, or code red, on the Air Quality Index, AQI, which is considered dangerous for sensitive groups, according to Swiss air technology company IQ Air. Do we do anything in-house anymore? We're selling out so much of our shit to Canada in Michigan. Apparently, we're selling out our air quality stuff to Sweden. What do we make in America? Besides the Bidens wealthier. Minneapolis and Detroit followed Chicago's numbers. Grand Rapids, Michigan, which isn't included in IQ Air's ranking system, had an AQI of 251, or a code purple, which is very unhealthy for all groups of people. So why isn't Grand Rapids, Michigan included in the ranking system, but they had the worst numbers? Weird. Smoke caused a thick haze. Yeah. We get what the smoke did. But as somebody was pointing, I just inhaled wildfire smoke. 420, dude. Yeah, dude. I don't know why people are complaining about this smoke, man. I inhale smoke all the time. Just fucking, just deal with it, man. I found if you inhale it and hold it just a little bit, makes it so much nicer. So much for saving the environment. Can we get off the going green bullshit now? Yeah, like Toastmaster said, they shouldn't have set those fires. Yeah, they shouldn't have set those fires. Also, if I might point out, these wildfires all sprang up at the exact same time. Like a coordinated effort to burn shit down. And I would totally believe that the climate activist movement that right now has relied on, we want to just, glue our hands to floors and paint and molest artwork to insist that attention be drawn to our cause, and we refuse to be ignored, but we also refuse to actually do anything other than just destroy shit. I don't believe those people would put together any sort of effort to, actually do something. But if you're telling me a bunch of them organized and convinced themselves that starting a fire and walking away and letting horrible amounts of fire rage across Canada to get the point across that, hey, the environment's in trouble over here. But really, I'm just doing it's for the greater good. I mean, imagine all the animals are going to harm, all the trees you're going to burn down. That's horrible. I mean, yes, but it's for the greater good to point out climate change. If I don't do this, climate change will eventually, and I can't wait for that because so far it hasn't happened. So I need to do this, okay? Because climate change is a real thing, and right now I don't have enough evidence and nobody believes me. Eco-terrorism is going to be a new thing to push the climate agenda. And that's the fucked up part. It's literally like, hey guys, the climate's in trouble, but since you're not noticing or caring enough, we're going to destroy the climate even more, okay? Hey guys, the boat's sinking, and to make the point, I'm taking on water. What? Are you high? Fuel-funded eco-terrorism, you mean? Fed-funded eco-terrorism. I wouldn't deny at all that I believe. I have no evidence. This is my belief, and I believe that Soros funded Canada fires. I believe he's Satan in a way. I believe George is burning us alive. I believe. Sorry, yeah, I totally believe, like, George Soros or somebody is funding eco-terrorist groups to kind of get this message across that these governments need to crack down on these pollutants and this climate stuff. And by God, if the world isn't going to set itself on fire, we'll do it for it. So yes, that's the smoke from the Midwest. That's enough of that. Let's kind of catch up a little bit. It's 15 into the last hour. We're going for another hour and 15 minutes because the show is fully funded for today all the way through Monday. But because of taking Friday and Tuesday off, we're going to say we're fully funded through Wednesday. And if you want to keep that trend going, remember that happens through the bits, the subs, the sound drops, not channel points. Those don't contribute to the show goal. Those are there for you to use free of charge, and we say thank you. Anyways, thank you for being part of the show, whether you're watching on Twitch, Rumble, or YouTube. Thank you for contributing, whether it's just comments, sound drops, or financially. We say thank you. And remember, Rumble guys, your chat's there. I'll read it. Just won't be on the screen. All right, so we're going to go now to this clip from Elizabeth Cheney. I agree with a lot of what she's saying on face value, but I'll tell you what I think she's saying after we hear from her a little bit. I don't want to just speak for Liz Cheney. Is she still alive? Yes, much like her father, Liz Cheney is still alive. But that is the advantage to having the blood of babes pumped into you intravenously. Joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Allegedly, it's a joke. That's the advantage of being one of the oldest recipients of a heart transplant because, we had to save Grandpa. That's the advantage when you will move heaven and earth to keep someone alive. We're looking at you, Queen Elizabeth. But yeah, I hate Elizabeth Cheney. I hate Dick Cheney. I think Dick Cheney is a horrible piece of shit. I'm getting on my rant, and I shouldn't get on my rant yet. I should let the rant come from, I wish he would take her hunting. Yeah, because then either way, if she shoots him or he shoots her, they both have to apologize. The fact that he shot someone in the face and got a public apology. Can you not say there's a more evil thing in the world?
Cheer 100. I didn't have a Blessed Union of Souls reference on my bingo card.
That's why I kick ass, Lab Glass. That's why I kick ass. In Click, the dog always humped a big stuffed animal. Yeah, dude, that happened in Click and in, was it Fido? There was an internet show with a dude who had a dog, and the dog was played by a guy in a suit, and the dog was like a person. And I don't know. How was he supposed to realize the profits of his Iraq war? How was he supposed to realize the profits of his Iraq war if he died? Exactly, Toastmaster. I mean, what would he do? Just keep letting that money be funneled into his family's wealth? You know what? You guys seem like you're on my side, and it's actually pushing me into my rant, and I don't want to go there yet. I want to let her talk first. Because, again, I do agree with what she says in terms of at face value, but hold on. Just say your bit.
And in our politics is create a situation where we're electing idiots. And
I'd like to point out that your father and you have been elected officials. I absolutely agree with that, but you seem to think by idiots you just mean Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Well, I should say you mean the Democrats and Donald Trump. We're electing idiots because you don't let us elect nice and intelligent people because they don't play the game. We're electing idiots because everyone else is too smart to do your bullshit. But takes one to know one, says Chevrolet JB. Yeah, I'll say this part before I let her go again. What she means by we're electing idiots is we're electing idiots For years, and my father can attest to this, Americans have been electing people who were intelligent about the way that they fucked over the American people. Now we're electing idiots who are fucking over the American people so poorly that it's just blatant and out in the open. And they don't realize, hey, no. You do it under the table through things like no-bid contracts. You don't openly embezzle and sell your influence. You do things like get a sitting president who's a complete and utter dolt, so that way you can steer him around any way you want to. And at the end of the day, like I said, you get yourself things like no-bid contracts where the government and the people don't really have to talk about how you get the money, and nobody has to look into it because it was all done by the government. Like I said, you got to be smarter about how you steal from the American people. And right now we are electing idiots who don't know how to rob the American people. That's what she's saying.
And so I don't look at it through the lens of like, is this what I should do or what I shouldn't do? I look at it through the lens of how do we elect serious people? And I think electing serious people can't be partisan.
That's absolutely true. I absolutely agree with that. Electing serious people can't be partisan. It's really a shame that neither party wants to embrace or kind of appeal to the idea of more parties. It's really weird how both of the two current parties are feverishly determined to hold on to us, to the us versus them mentality of no, you have to have us or else you have them, and they're bad. Nobody wants a diverse group where getting something done means working with everybody. Nobody wants a diverse group, so no one group has a majority, like a super majority, that they can do whatever we need. Yeah, let's fill some holes saying we need serious crooks. America's been electing idiot crooks, and we need serious crooks. I think we can all agree my father, Dick Cheney, is one of the most intelligent crooks the American government has ever had. And we need intelligent crooks like my father, Dick Cheney, who stole from the American government through no-bid contracts. My father, Dick Cheney, robbed from the American people in the best way possible. And to see this charlatan in Joe Biden come out here and just totally do a schlocky ripoff by just flatly selling his influence and then supporting military action in these countries to form a kind of self-enriching embezzlement scheme. It's just so on the face, it's insulting, and it's idiotic. And we need to stop electing idiotic thieves to Congress and bring back smart thieves. Bring back the era of Nancy Pelosi, who just blatantly embezzled through, insider trading. But there was class to it. She was smart about it. We need another Ronald Reagan. God, no. Oh, God, no. Yeah, we need another Ronald Reagan. We need another guy that'll put the fucking wheels in motion to get us what got here today. To get us what got here today? To do what got us here today. Really love how those publicly funded mental health institutions are now no longer a thing. Really glad we got rid of all of those. Certainly don't need any of those in this day and age. Really glad how we treated the industrial war machine like we can just keep pumping money into it. Yeah, really glad how we did that. Reagan gave trillions to the Ukraine and shut down the pipelines. I don't even know what we're talking about. Ukraine was part of Russia back then. So, are you talking about the show Wilfred? Fallen the Great? Yes, I am. I'm talking about Wilfred. Wilfred was awesome. But yeah, I don't know about the pipelines thing. I don't want to get into all that. All I'm going to say is Reagan has there's a lot of love for Reagan that I feel a little undeserved. What got us here today? Reagan's policies have more to do with what got us here today than Biden, Trump, Bush, and Obama combined. Laid the groundwork at the very least.
We're back now with GOP presidential candidate Asa Hutchinson. Some laughs there in the room for that, but she's making a serious point. Do you think it's a fair one?
Well, of course, I disagree about the characterization. I've been elected governor twice in Arkansas, and I look at my colleagues.
No. Of course, I disagree with the characterization. No. You're a bunch of shifty fucking crooks, and you're a bunch of fucking idiots, okay? On both sides of the field. But if you're about to tell me that, like, oh, we're not idiots, and I appreciate the... Again, the people don't get to straight out elect who gets to serve. There's a whole lot of weird little rules, and you guys get to gerrymander districts. If gerrymandering was not a thing, I'd like to see gerrymandering completely removed and just a flat, honest, population density, equality-based thing happen with elections. It's weird how districts get changed, morphed, and gerrymandered to just cotton pick the voters. Cherry pick, not cotton pick. Oof. That was a Freudian slip about the Democratic Party. To just cherry pick the voters that they want and then move on. You know what I mean? And so, anyways, Liz Cheney saying stop electing idiots. That starts with allowing more than two parties. But again, all the money goes to two parties. Super donors go to two parties. You get more than two parties when you take the money out of it. When we stop paying for our elections and elections are solely funded through public funding, then you get two parties.
Across the country, they really have a public-mindedness. They're very bright, incredible backgrounds.
Something tells me
They
she
bring
wasn't
in
talking
Congress
about
the same
you.
way.
No, she was talking about the Democrats and Donald Trump. All right? Something tells me she wasn't talking about you. In other words, she was talking about Joe Biden. Just say she was talking about the president. But, like I said, she's talking about the Democrats and Donald Trump, because even though she said her thing about intelligent people can't be partisan, that's all we have now. The parties, the people supporting the parties, it's all partisan. That's why there are people still supporting fucking Biden. That's why there are still people out there hating Donald Trump for anything they can, because he's on the other side, goddammit, and I'm a Democrat.
I know that, but I'm making the point there's really good people that serve. And even if you look at the ones running for president, there's 12 Republicans running. Most of them are serious candidates that bring great credentials. I think her point, obviously, is that we need candidates and we need elected leaders that have courage, that stand for convictions, that speak the truth, and do not always listen to the loudest voice in the room. That's what I believe the American people want and need.
So you're completely ignoring the part where she said not being partisan. So thank you so much, Democrat fucking mouthpiece, for being a Democrat fucking mouthpiece. You can thank a certain senator from Texas named Wilson for defeating the Russians. Woodrow Wilson? I don't fucking know. I'm not smart enough for that conversation, and I'll admit it. We have an hour left in the show, and I'm willing to admit when I'm in a place. Oh, it came back. Oh, I didn't have any. That's a you thing, because I didn't have it. I have had no alerts about a stream issue. Let's check on that side. Oh, we did have two dips though, dip and a dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. All right, now I'm going to be watching the KBS a little, but the dips were momentary. Johnny, you're an invisible man now. Oh, that's right, because I kick ass. So again,
The boys are back with
the simple fact is the political candidates who make the most noise and they're the most blusterous and act in her way, the most idiotic. They get the most attention because we are a dumbed down species, partially because both parties have largely enjoyed using the news media to slowly dumb down the American people, because a intelligent voter base kind of doesn't fall for all their bullshit. So, I mean, it's kind of their fault, if we're being honest. It's kind of really their fault. So, I again, I have trouble believing that, we got to clear this out so we can see if anyone, I don't think there is any of those. Let's check. All right, so none of those happening. Just making sure. Okay, so thank you if you support the show. Thank you, Lab Glass, for the 100 bits. Thank you for supporting the show. All of the bits and subs get added up at the end of the day. It takes a little bit for them to come through.
You want to see my pecker?
I mean, after the show, maybe. It's been an off week. But so we say thank you for all of that, and that goes towards our goal, keeping it up. Okay, I'm stepping back from my small rant. Yeah, Senator Wilson gave the surface-to-air missiles to take down their helicopters. It worked marvelously. Yeah. All right, then. All right, then. Either way. Oh, that didn't come back to bite us at all, though. You know? The Mujahideen thing. That didn't turn into Al-Qaeda. That didn't have terrible consequences on the 1st of September. Remember? Alrighty. So, yeah. Nice of the Democratic senator to just completely gloss over the whole not be partisan, kind of push away from two parties thing. Definitely didn't want to do that. We did turn on them for helping us in the end. Yeah, and that totally worked out in our benefit. You mean September 11th? That was Dick Cheney, too. It was September 1st of 2001, 9/11, if I'm not mistaken. Because I believe the idea was, or someone said, is to be 9/11. Because I don't think it was on the 11th. This is weird. It's been so long, I gotta double check now because I'm an idiot. Uh, 9/11 date and time. September 11th tax, commonly known as 9/11. I'm wrong. Oh, Johnny. 9/11 of 2001. Yeah, I don't know why. It was September 11th because the following 2 years later, my kid was born on the 10th instead of the 11th, and then we were happy about that. Luke Duke saying, that afternoon I went straight to the recruiter's office. I considered it. I did not. Which, I don't know, would that be a good or a bad thing? Because if I had gone to the recruiter's office, I don't know if the MS would have taken hold by then. To wonder. All right. So yeah, I'm horrible about that. So then, yeah, that was my argument. It wasn't that it was on November 1st. It was that it was on November 11th. And so technically, when they're like, it was 9/11, no, it was 9/11/01. Doesn't have the same ring to it. They did it because, 9/11 for emergency. Like, yeah, but 9/11/01, because it's weird to just put the month and the date there and the year doesn't matter. It's 9/11/01. You'd probably be dead by now if you had to depend on the VA for care. Toastmaster, I don't disagree with that. My buddy Jonah Maddox, if I may quote him, has a great story he tells. Very funny on the stage, by the way. If you get a chance to see him at Silly Beaver Comedy or Pints and Punchlines, he does both of those shows in the local area, as well as traveling around the country performing as a comedian. Jonah Maddox, great comedian. Support what he does at combatscreations.vet. But yeah, so the joke he does is that a person went into the VA for a treatment of one kind and ended up getting an amputation instead because of a typo. They took a guy's leg because of a typo. So yeah, no, I'm pretty good. Pretty good over here. I use the VA, still fighting for a disability rating. I will say the disability rating system is better in the military, but from what I've heard, yeah, getting in there is harder, which is impressive because it's not easy on the civilian side either. But you know what's super fun? Talking about fucking disability benefits. That's what we came here for. Am I right, folks? Hell fucking yeah. Anyways, so going back to idiots in politics, a Democrat is being slammed, lucky Democrat, for saying abortion is consistent with Catholic faith. How do you even try to sell that shit sandwich? Do you have any idea what you're talking about? Oh my God. Democratic Representative Rosa DeLauro was blasted on social media. Pearl necklace or cream pie style? On social media Tuesday over a tweet explaining why her Catholic faith inspired her to defend a woman's right to access abortion. I am a Catholic, baptized, raised, and confirmed, the Connecticut Democrat posted on Monday, along with a link to a statement from Catholic Democrats explaining their opposition to repeal Roe v. Wade on the one-year anniversary of the decision. The fundamental tenets of my faith compel me to defend a woman's right to access abortion, she added. I am proudly part of a faithfully large majority of U.S. Catholics who support legal protections for abortion access. DeLauro's tweet was widely panned and ratioed on Twitter, primarily by Catholics who pointed out that Catholic teachings' views on abortion are a moral evil. Catholic Church declares abortion a grave moral evil, a mortal sin, rejecting Christ in the baby killed. Conservative commentator Liz Wheeler tweeted, "You can't be a Catholic in good standing and support abortion. By supporting abortion, you are rejecting Catholicism and Christ. I encourage and pray you will go to confession." Liz Wheeler. Oh. I don't have any idea what fundamental is supposed to mean here, but the literal tenets of her faith say abortion is a serious sin, Real Clear Politics senior writer Mark Hemingway tweeted. So yes, her little tweet is catching up with her because, dude, no. Okay, but this is so perfect for the Democrats. You guys go, hey, we're just putting everything under the tent and it all gets to belong and support each other, even if those things go against each other. So, hey, we're bringing in the Muslims because the Muslims love the gays. No, we don't. No, but you do now because you're here. No, we don't. No, but the Muslim faith teaches to be accepting of all things. No, it doesn't. But we're accepting of you, yeah, and that's great. And you want to do that, that's fine. We're going to leave now. No, but you have to support it. Well, we're not going to support it. Well, what are you, a racist? You bigot? Look, you can say you're a Catholic and you support a woman's access to quality medical health care in terms of an abortion. Saying that your Catholic faith is in lockstep with that belief, that's a hot bucket of shit. Oh. And the tweets just kept on coming. Saying, Sean Purnell, there's no debate here. Catechism of the Catholic Church, paragraph 2270 to 2275. Human life must be respected and protected, absolutely, from the moment of conception. From the first moment of his existence, a human being must be recognized as having the rights of a person among what? having the rights of a person, among which is the inviolable right of every innocent being to life. Unless that innocent being happens to be a chicken, a fish, a cow, pretty much any animal. As long as that innocent being is a person, undeniable right to life. But if you're a chicken, those eggs are breakfast, baby. If you're a pig, F you, I love bacon. Life begins at candlelight dinner. Dehada saying, you deluded, chauvinistic, misgendering, middle-class, binary, non-formative, cross-dresser, stigmatizing, homophobic, thin-privileged, culture-sympathizing, hyper-masculine, narcissist. How dare you? I'm assuming that level of over-the-topness was jokes, so that's pretty funny. I'll give that one this. I don't... Rape sympathizing. Didn't I just say I was pro-choice? I'm just reading a story. I don't know. I'm pro-choice, man. I don't care whether or not you... I'm pro-abortion. I'm for people proving they have the responsibility and ability to accurately wield having a kid. Time out. That's hate speech. What? Are you serious? Hate speech for saying, no, it's not. God, don't do that to me, man. I mean, you said it on YouTube, but again, that's not hate speech. I'm not saying that. I'm simply saying a woman should be able to do this. They're the ones doing it. God, man, LOL, I'm joking about the joke. Right. And it just, boo. LMFAO OFC, it was also lyrics, and they are hysterical. I don't know the lyrics to that, though. So I'm sorry. But yeah, no, we're pro Johnny. Yeah, that's just again, heart stopped for a minute because I'm like, great, now I got to take that hit. Awesome. That'll be great. 45 minutes left in the show. We just tanked it. Now I feel weird for going on about this one. Because again, it's not hate speech. All I'm saying is you can't say you're pro-abortion and a Catholic. Do not use your faith to cover for sin. People disagree with the church. They sin, they stray. It's part of human life. We all aspire to be better and acknowledge when we live. Your faith is not a shield for your support in murdering the unborn. You're right. You're right, Ryan James Gurdusky. Your faith is not a shield for support in murdering the unborn. It's only a shield for support in sexually assaulting the born. Again, all of these people, all of these Catholics, where are they when the Catholic faith has issues of serious child assault in the church? None of them are like out there opposing the church. Then it's, well, God works in mysterious ways and they'll get there. Come on. No. I've seen people defend assaulters because they're members of the church. And when their victims come forward and try to confront them, people literally come out knowingly defending them, going, no, it's just, no, that was then, this is now, it's a different thing. You need to just, how can you call yourself a good Christian, turn the other cheek? It's like, no, turning the other cheek was the problem. It exposed my butthole. Dehada saying hate speech don't exist, only speech you hate. That's true, Dehada, but there are terms and conditions that I agreed to be on these these services, and they have a thing called hate speech, where the speech they hate gets you kicked off for at least a week, or possibly lose your channel. So it's just, always worried that because I toe the line. I've seen it bite people before. In a statement linked to her tweet, Catholic Democrats explained the separation of church and state means allowing for our faith to inform our public duties and how best to serve our communities, not that we impose our religious beliefs and customs on others who may not share them. Yeah, and if that was the tact she had taken, we would all be okay with this. But her tact was, my faith defends me supporting a thing I like, which is, again, kind of the overall problem with you guys in the politics. It's always my faith or my religion or my beliefs or whatever are the best and are right, and so we should do them whether or not anyone agrees. We should not allow marijuana to be legal for adults recreationally or even just medicinally because, I'm a 70-year-old Republican and I think weed is bad because I remembered that movie I saw in the 70s. I think marijuana is bad because the rappers talk about smoking it all the time. Anything Jay-Z likes is not for me and American people, I'll tell you that. I mean, just, again, you all use your personal biases, and they're justified to force onto other people. The separation of church and state is bullshit because there isn't a separation of church and state, because every time something happens where the church gets, into problems, the government doesn't rain down on them. Separation of church and state means they don't have to pay taxes. That's awfully interesting. The rest of us do. Scientology doesn't have to pay taxes. It's not even an actual religion. It's a documented, made-up religion by a guy who literally wrote made-believe stories. Literally has, the record for just being able to type and make up stories at an alarming rate. Just could spit shit out like crazy. Created a religion. Nobody suspects it. Nobody hey, yeah, this totally couldn't be made up because it just came to this guy. Alrighty. So Democrats are eating shit because they keep refusing to learn that the Catholics aren't pro-abortion. The Catholics are pro silence the choir boy. Fat Conan, need to start the Church of Just Kidding LLC. Let's get that tax going. Yeah, dude, believe me, it's in the works, but you got to build that sort of thing up slow. I like to keep that under wraps. Can't really announce it early on. Otherwise, it's not an act of God if it's a plan. Unless it's God's plan, am I right? And I just got to hold on until that angel shows up, baby. We'll be there. Violence breaks out after a video shows Paris traffic stop turn fatal. So this is our next story. We'll have a little bit of fun with this. I'm a level 8 Thetan now. I know everything. Well, I wonder how that whole thing... I've always wanted to, get a reading, but, I don't want to do it for free. And I don't want to tell people about, we're going to do past life regression. I'll be like, okay, we're going to be recording this. I'll be like, I'm not cool with that. I am not. What do you mean? Because that's the other thing that it's so obviously a scam. Scientology is so obviously a scam. You show up and they start getting you to just kind of go through how do they get you to have these regressed memories? There's hypnotherapy or something. Either way, they record you either under some sort of influence or just encouraging you to talk out your ass. And then they keep those recordings. That doesn't sound like they keep blackmail evidence at all. Anyone ever notice how John Travolta doesn't appear, doesn't defend, doesn't do anything to promote, cover for, or acknowledge the Church of Scientology? Also doesn't publicly dismiss them either. Avoids it altogether. Weird. He doesn't agree with what they do, doesn't want to be part of what they are, but also has probably one too many recordings where he talks about his gay love life. Or whatever issue they have on tape of him that he can't stand the world hearing. And I'm sure if he went out against him, I'm sure if Tom Cruise went against him, we wouldn't get secret recordings that have leaked from the Church of Scientology. Listen to what a crazy person Tom apparently is when nobody's watching. Right. It's a scam. If you want to have any answers, I'm going to require you put $1 million into the coffers first. Exactly. Look, guys, I want to lead you to salvation, all right? I want to take you to a better place, but I can't do that until we reach the goal. So if you could just help us and donate to the PayPal, the Venmo, or the Streamlabs, you have the bits, the subs, the sound drops, anything that isn't channel points helps this show financially, and we say thank you. And again, remember, salvation starts with freeing yourself of the burden of your money. And who better to handle that sinful money than the Church of Just Kidding and the Game Over podcast? Because quite frankly, we are here.
Cheer 100.
Will there be Kool-Aid? Will there be Kool-Aid? I don't know. You know what? If those donations come in, we keep seeing those 100-bit donos. And let me tell you, Kool-Aid's in the budget, baby. Kool-Aid's in the budget. Just what? Sugar, piss poor flavoring, and some food coloring? We can whip that up. It's got to be grape Kool-Aid, man. Hey, like I said, we can have those discussions, but discussions like that should be accompanied with a little bit of a bit donation. I'm not saying it has to be much, but I feel like if you want to wage an opinion has a starting price. Dahada saying no Kool-Aid. That's a deal breaker. Well, hey, man, this is a religion about serving you. The Kool-Aid will be served in the confessional booth, and it will be entirely voluntary, and nobody need discuss whether they did or did not partake in the Kool-Aid. The sexual assault, however, will be mandatory. Toastmasters, right? Money is... here, let's go. Money is the devil. Purge yourself of that demon. Do not allow that demon to infect your soul through your bank account, your credit card, then affecting your overall budget, bringing your house financials down. Instead, free yourself of that burden. Allow us to wash that sin off of you by taking that money and laundering it, cleaning it, so it is beautiful, clean money. And then we can use that clean money to contribute it back to the world in earthly ways that are determined. We need not bore you with the details, but trust us to save you financially. Waiting for that Hail Bob comment to come back around. I mean, you and me both, am I right? You and me both. That was a fun little bit. I enjoyed that. We only have a half hour left, and I still have a lot of shit to do, including I like my purple Nike sneakers and my roll of quarters. Luke Duke, my grandmother already wrote you a check for $5. It's in the mail, and I assure you her soul will be saved soon as that $5 arrives. I certainly hope nothing ill will happens to your grandmother before that money reaches our coffers, so we can save your poor grandma, and she does not have to pass and go to a realm of defilement and debauchery loaded with devils and demons, a lot of them who you may have seen in parades. You know, like that Mickey character. Heaven's Gate. Ocean's Gate. It makes sense. Ocean's Gate. It was supposed to implode. Oh my God. Now it's all right. I get it now. It was a cult. Stargate. Fat Conan, we're not allowed to talk about the Stargate. We still have, Look, I don't mean to brag, but I'm part of certain groups online. We've been tracking the data. And if the prophecy of Stargate is chronologically decoded accurately, what we believe, and again, I say believe, what we believe is currently the American people are still in the last part of the first and second season the last part of the first and the beginning of the second season, where the American populace is largely unaware of the Stargate program and the existence of that stuff overall. So my feeling is within the next few years, and you've started to see it with the alien stuff, we're going to start bringing it out a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And people will be made aware. We'll learn about the Stargate program. We'll learn about the ancient facility in Antarctica. We'll learn that we have a power core and a defense system far superior to anything we've ever had before, but it's not quite fully functional. And you need a specific gene to operate it. That's my belief at what the coronavirus was. The coronavirus was a way to weed out people too inferior to operate ancient technology. Point is, pretty soon, guys, pretty soon, Stargate tech. Dahada, wait, demons, debauchery, sin takes money back. All right, you've got yourself a first-class ticket to hell, Dahada. I hope you're happy when the devil is a cornholing you in your rectum with a sandpaper dildo because he does not care for your safety. He does not want your consent. No, he will defile you because you have allowed that evil into your life. Jesus. This is a really fun show today. We've been having a great time. Let's get over to this video. Let's bring the tone down now with a very serious incident happening in France.
His driver is being investigated in France after shots were fired during a traffic stop. His death sparked clashes between young people and the police on Tuesday. The incident happened in a Paris suburb earlier in the day after the 17-year-old reportedly refused to comply with a stop order. Paris police.
I don't know anything about this case at the moment. And unless there's a lot more facts that are available to people in France that aren't available to me at the moment, and that could be very true, does this justify all of this uprising shit? Fuck around and find out. Exactly, Luke Duke. I mean, love it or hate it, but understand that you're in a civilized society with police officers. Police officers are there to be authority figures. They are the authority. It doesn't matter what you think. If you're going against the authority, that's a problem. So if they tell you to stop and you don't, I mean, how is it the cops' fault? How is this an unforgivable act? All right, let's go to the video. Again, we have the video. It might be graphic.
Police chief says about 350 police and paramilitary officers have been mobilized due to the unrest, while 24 people were...
All right, I've seen the same thing burning from 2 or 3 different angles. If this is the same one, then I'm wondering how much of an uprising we're having and maybe just a little bit.
A video of the incident has emerged showing 2 police officers beside the car before the driver pulls away. And a warning, some viewers may find the video disturbing.
Yeah, and we don't...
Will you be talking about the Uyghurs in your campaign?
What, the what?
The Uyghurs. You know, like... Dude. I don't believe in cultural appropriation. All right. I really hate how Fox and CNN fuck with you in different ways. CNN's a little different with the whole being dicks and just shoving a fucking story in your face right after the last one and not letting you go back. You can't click back because the videos all play on the same stream link. It's just, it skips to the next story and it doesn't let you go back to the last video that you viewed. You can't rewind it. You're just fucked. So, all right. We have CNN dramatizing a mediocre police incident. Yeah, dramatizing a mediocre police incident, pointing out that, once again, cops are racist, am I right? This is just the thing that I'm at now with all of this, with these, like, uprising and protests about the police and their use of force. Every person that has a use of force is also resisting arrest. Like, show me a video of a guy complying. Show me a video of a guy not resisting. Show me a video of a guy not going into a vehicle with kids in it with a knife in his hand. Show me a video of a guy where a cop had another option and he didn't have to just open fire. And then I'm like, all right, okay. And that has happened before. The guy in Minnesota shouldn't have been shot. Kid in the car, variety of reasons. An officer was informed that the man was carrying a concealed weapon and is a licensed concealed weapon holder. Everyone in that situation should have been cool, but didn't. Or the chick who shot the person when she went to get the taser. That was a fuck up. They got to keep the propaganda flowing, says EOD 696. I'm not disagreeing with you. And again, thank you all for watching the show on any of the channels. We have a half hour left in the show. Thank you for being here. I'm not disagreeing with any of you. What I'm saying is this isn't cool with if you're innocent until found guilty, then arresting citizens is kidnapping. Arresting citizens is kidnapping. If you're innocent until found guilty. So under that guise, no person before they're charged is ever legally detained. It's still legal to detain somebody when they're a suspect in a crime. You still have the legal right to hold somebody for however long the minimum hold time is. There is minimum hold time that you can be held without being charged with any crime. Luke Duke, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure having you, Luke Duke. So yeah, it's kind of, in my opinion, like I said, it's fucked up. I understand being upset about the police action and all that stuff. I completely agree with that. But I think when you want to cut to just burning shit and, riots and all that stuff, when you want to cut to burning down an auto zone because of the way someone resisted their arrest and how that went, I feel like you kind of water down your argument. When you say, hey, we deserve respect, let's do that by burning all this shit down. Because, again, I have no idea why this guy sped off, but I have to think when the cops are trying to arrest you and they have their guns out, you have to know what resisting that will lead to. You have to know what escalating that situation will lead to. It doesn't matter who's right, who's wrong. In that moment, you're in your car. You don't have a gun. They have guns. They're drawn aimed at you. If you use your car, your only motive of leverage in this situation, to attempt to escape, you are going to escalate things. Escalating will lead you to getting shot. That's what we call fuck around, find out. Anyways, in another story of what I think is fuck around, find out, and I got to reload it like this. Littering and a bull. An escaped bull runs into a steakhouse in Pakistan. Bull reported saying, I can't take it anymore. I don't want, just get me a meat grinder, guys. It's time I became a burger. Who wants some steak? Move over. June 27th, a runaway bull was filmed running through the streets of a city in Pakistan before darting into a steakhouse through the front door. I think I smell my mom. A video filmed in Karachi shows the bull running loose through the streets of the city with people on motorcycles in pursuit. Now we knew who the bull was running for. Pissed off a biker gang, did you? Ooh, bad move. The video shows the bull charge at a man standing outside the Kopi restaurant, causing him to flee inside the business. The bull follows the man inside the steakhouse. Spoiler alert, the man was a butcher. Bull didn't make it back out. The animal is seen moments later being led out of the eatery on a rope. Oh, no. Witnesses said no one was injured inside Kopi, and there was no damage to the property. Well, that's a shame. I mean, if he's not, I would like to at least think he got, struck back for bulls. It was a steakhouse. I mean, if there was ever a time to do it for your people, this would be it. And if you thought we weren't going to show the video, you don't know who we're talking about. Who ordered their steak mooing? Yeah, I want mine bloody rare. Wow, they really listen here. So there is there audio? There's no audio. There's the cow. Oh, no. Oh, no. And so the cow's like, fuck it, I'm going in. I smell my dad. Even the delivery guy's like, screw it. I'm not here for this. Where's the biker gang? I want to see the gang of men on bikes. Where's the biker gang? Was it bicycles and not bike? Don't say men on bikes if it's bicycles. Say men on bicycles. Does it sound kind of gay? Yeah, but it is. Men on bikes sounds aggressive. They're on bikes. Those guys are hard. No, they're on bicycles. Those guys listen to Queen. All right. So a runaway bull running into a steakhouse. I mean, it just seems like more and more evidence that people in this world are like, you know what? It's time to leave. We're done. I can't take it anymore. I'm out. I don't want. Thank you for being part of the show today. Still a half hour to go. Still have a whole hour of stories we haven't even loaded up yet. And I'm feeling amazing. It's been a great day. Thank you for being part of the show. Let's get over to this last story from the second hour. After 72 years of an act being outlawed, the people of Oregon are about to experience the joys of blank for the first time. Anybody have any guesses what recently became legal in Oregon? Kind of a loaded question. What recently became legal in Oregon? There is so many things you could come up with. I wonder if people will guess what is legal in Oregon today. What can they now do they couldn't do before? And I've been waiting to see if any bestiality. No. But I will admit, if that were the thing, it would fit the criteria. But it wouldn't be something I would be surprised to see Oregon leading the charge in. But no, putting your pud in an animal is not it. Meth, incest. I can see we're going the wrong way with this. I get where you're getting those ideas. Those are, again, very on-brand Oregonian ideas. But no. Oregonians are about to experience the joys of pumping their own gas. After 72 years. New Jersey and Oregon have notoriously forbidden people from pumping their own gas at the pump for decades. However, the Oregon legislature just sent a law to Governor Tina Kotek, which she intends to sign, oh, bold statement, legalizing self-serve pumps at gas stations. The bill, not down. The bill is a response to a staffing shortage in the state. So why is there a staffing shortage in Oregon? One, because of their political opinions. They have made places like Portland nigh uninhabitable for law-abiding citizens, causing people to flee the state in droves. Two, the Guttmacher Institute estimates that 17.7% of pregnancies in the state end in abortion, a number that has held up over decades. It's hard to maintain a replacement birth rate with numbers like that. But you know what they say, weak men make hard times make strong men. I'm sorry, I'm just reading the article. Thanks to the hard times we've created by weak politicians, Oregonians are going to have to man up and learn how to pump their own gas. Hopefully, without blowing themselves up. The bill says that half of, excuse me, voice. I'm out of water and the voice is cracking. The bill says that half of every station's pumps still have to be full service and that station owners cannot charge more for full service fueling. Right. Despite the fact that you're literally paying someone to do it, you can't charge more for full service fueling. That's bullshit. Pump who? Indeed, Ignatz. No, pump their own gas. Something actually that I thought would be a thing we'd see more now that I always thought the self-service pump, the reason why it wasn't allowed in some places was because nobody wanted to talk about this. Theft would be too high. I remember when I worked at a gas station, the number one thing we were concerned with was the gas and go situation. A lot of gas stations have solved that with a very ingenious thing. It's simply requiring you pay in the store or pay at the pump before you pump your gas. You pay first, you pump it all goddamn day. You got to pay for the goddamn thing. Now, having someone pump your gas is kind of like having someone make your food, but then saying if you make your food yourself, it should cost the exact same amount. No, that's not how business works. You're paying for the person that makes the gas. Full auto weapons. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, got to prepay. Yeah, prepaying is how we could do this thing. Prepaying is how we could make it work, right? But we don't do prepaying. Oh. Or no, we do prepaying. What am I talking about? We're doing prepaying, but now we got these places where they have self-serve. Oh, you can't charge more for the full service. No, that's not how that works. So Agornians that choose to pump their own gas will be doing it at a premium, kind of like checking out your own groceries at the supermarket. I mean, yeah, kind of. It is that way, which does bug me. That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start complaining at the grocery store and stuff. I'm like, you need to open more cashiers. The lanes are really clogged. There's all these empty lanes. Well, we have the check yourself out lanes over there. Yeah, but I don't fucking work here, asshole. I'm not paying for my groceries and, in a way, paying the same price as everyone else who's apparently also paying your salaries by shopping here. I'm not paying the same price for that and doing your job. I mean, if they don't drop the current price, then isn't it just more expensive to pump for yourself? Dahada, you are exactly right. That's what we were saying about at the end of that story. If you don't pump your own gas, or if you pump your own gas, you are paying more. Because the people who get it paid to pump, they're paying the same price for the same gas. Go to Aldi, says Ryan the Garbage Man. I go to a bunch of different places. I'm not against Aldi. I like Aldi. Not for everything, but Aldi's got some good stuff. All right, so that was hour 2, right? Yeah, that was hour 2. We have 15 minutes left in the show. We'll double check our PayPal and Venmo and all of those to see if we had any support. And I think we can do this one last time. Control V. Yeah. If you want to support the show, other than the bits, subs, and sound drop options, there are the PayPal, Streamlabs, and Venmo links. And again, thank you for supporting the show. If you do, it's how we keep the 5:30 automatic overtime thing rolling. Currently, with our schedule, we're good for until Wednesday because we're taking Friday and Tuesday off. So automatic overtime through Wednesday. We'll see if that extends as the week continues. All right, and here we go with our third hour stories. We've only got a little bit of time. Ooh, Oh, I definitely want to do that. Those two? Yeah. All right, so we're going to pull the audio down. We're going to definitely do these two stories. I think that's all we're going to have the time for. And even then, I could probably get a little over. Zelensky says no elections in Ukraine until the war's over. Huh. Luke Duke saying, yeah, I'm broke, but bought new tires for the truck. I'll hit you up, though. Dude, don't feel bad if times are tough and it's hitting you. I understand, man. Part of the reason I'm on the whole pushing the donation thing more is times are tough on me. I'm sure I'm not the only one. I certainly had to I had a nice savings account for some projects I wanted to be working on this summer, and that was going to require renting spaces, costumes, things like that. But business stuff, don't worry. But we had to say goodbye to that money to pay for fixing our car. So yeah, I get it. Ignatz says, for democracy, give up your democracy. It's just to get them ready for Putin, says Chevrolet JB. I mean, kind of. It's really, really funny. The government that overthrew the elected government is saying until the war with Russia is over, they're not going to have elections. Weird. It's really weird how hard we are trying to support this isn't a democracy, actually, because it was a government coup. It was a government coup. They took over the country, and then now they're saying no elections until the war's over. It's kind of a dictatorship, isn't it? It's weird that we have been funding a quasi-Nazi dictatorship for the entire majority of Biden's presidency. Almost like no matter what evil they do, they paid to have someone funnel money into their country. And might be, probably are, still paying today. It almost seems like, in my opinion, Biden is a paid shill for the Ukrainian government. It almost seems like, in my opinion, if you were to ask me, Biden seems to be a completely paid shill for the Ukrainian government. Let me see if I'm reading this right. Nosagaji 14? Hello. Well, hello. I hope I'm reading that right. I don't do those things well. Alrighty. I think they're called kanji. Yeah, I don't read kanji well. I don't know how the phonetics of kanji work. Yeah, it's my nickname. Alrighty. Baller. Thank you for being part of the show. Like I said, we will be ending our show in about 10 to 15 minutes here, and we'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time for our Thursday show. Last show of this week, because thank you, Joe Berger. Or no, that was Ignatz. I'm so used to Joe Berger throwing it. Thank you, Ignatz, for the 250 channel points in the chart. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. from 2 to 5:30 for our regular show, but Friday's unfortunately canceled because I have physical therapy. I'm sorry.
Fuck off.
Not yet. The show's not done. But thank you, Ryan the Garbage Man, for 750 channel points. I think I should just say thank you. Well, just acknowledge them like, no, I won't do it. Yeah, because the channel points don't contribute. That's just, you guys watch, so you get them, and you get to use them so you can have fun without spending money. That's the idea. But, yeah, I just got home, says Fallen. Don't end now. I just got home. I'm edging. Yeah, Luke Duke, I'll be there. I mean, I don't fucking know. At any rate, so like I said, we'll be back tomorrow for sure. Friday, not. And I won't be back on Tuesday. I think we're taking Tuesday off because Aaron's going to be off on Tuesday. So I'm going to just take all of Tuesday off for me, have some daddy-daughter time. We got a Lego boat to finish. Really want to get it. That's the last one. I bought her like 3 for her birthday because I spoiled the shit out of her, so I figured right before her birthday, I better get a couple more gifts. And so I bought 3 Lego pirate-themed things, and we've been building them. It's been fun. I like daddy-daughter. I found a really good system where I find the pieces for her, and then I let her put them on, you know? Like, here, you can put the pieces on. She's really good at that part. She just doesn't, she gets frustrated finding them. So, yeah. Physical therapy live stream. I can't do a physical therapy live stream. It's illegal to have recording devices and broadcasting equipment running in a medical facility unless I get like permissions and things from everyone involved. That's a lot. And I don't want to, if I'm honest. Chevrolet JB saying I used to do the same thing. Hey man, I get it. Live streaming physical therapy, you used to do the same thing. I'm not as good as a guy as you, all right? I'll admit it. I'm not as good as a man as Chevrolet JB because I won't live stream my physical therapy. And you can hate me for that. You totally can. All right? I'm sorry. All right? I'm sorry that's where that's at. And now she's 10 and is just as smart as. Oh, he was talking about the building Legos with my daughter. Oh. Yeah, no, it's a great thing. Yeah. You used to do the same thing. I get it now. Oh. Yeah, filming in a medical facility is a no-no. Yeah, it's kind of frowned upon. Tuesday is off. Johnny going to play with snaps because firecrackers are too dangerous for people with MS. Hey, Fallen the Great, firecrackers are not too dangerous for people with MS. You can throw firecrackers. The thing that's too dangerous for people with MS is like anything you have to light and walk away from. That's where there's a bit of a problem. But if it has a really long lead up to it or an electric thing, then nah. I mean, I'm never going to do any Roman candles. Firecrackers, I can fuck with firecrackers. Oh. Rusty Grammar, not filming in a medical facility. I'm not listening anymore. No power tools, says Angry Saxon. I have power tools. I can use some power tools. Technically living in South Dakota right now, I'm technically living in South Dakota right now. You need some firecrackers. Oh. Yeah, and I figured Rusty Grammar knew boot goofing. No, I lost audience members because I wouldn't violate HIPAA. All right, so let's get over this and into the next thing. So Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky told the BBC last week there will be no Ukrainian presidential election in 2024 if martial law is still in effect. Zelensky's 5-year term is due to end in 2024, but his comments suggest that it will be extended indefinitely if the war isn't over by then. He made similar comments about Ukraine's parliamentary elections, which are due to be held in October of this year, in an interview with The Washington Post. When asked if parliamentary elections will be held this fall, Zelensky said, "If we have martial law, we cannot have elections. The Constitution prohibits any elections during martial law. If there is no martial law, then there will be elections." So as long as you can justify martial law, you don't get to have any elections. Interesting. However, in the latest interview, he expressed hope that there would be peace in Ukraine next year and life would be returning to normal. Ruslan Stefanchuk, the Speaker of the Ukrainian Parliament, also said this month that elections can't happen in Ukraine under martial law, which Zelensky declared when Russia invaded. Ukrainian legislation stipulates it is impossible to hold any elections during martial law, and this makes sense, he said. Stefanchuk added that if elections happen, it could lead to the rupture of the state, which our enemy is waiting for. We can't let the people decide who should run this country lest they destroy it. Why do we keep funding this country? Why do we keep sending money to Ukraine? We've done more than enough, more than we ever had to. I want us to stop. I want us to stop, and I want to start seeing some return on investment. What are we getting for this money? I feel like we weren't supposed to be involved in any of this, and it didn't really involve us. So, yep, that's not surprising. Daughter wants to come down as soon as the show's over. That's the worst part. She gets home from school. and she can't hear me specifically, but she can hear me making noise down here. And she's like, "Oh, I know Daddy's down there working." And she's like, "I want to go see Daddy." Apparently, she's making a racket upstairs. Alrighty, so weird. I'm. Wait a minute. Is this the Cosgrove asked the Senate Department if it approved of Zelensky's cancellation of the election on the grounds of martial law? Oh, so we're going to ask our government? What's our government going to say about that?
Go ahead. Thanks. So Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has announced that he will not be holding presidential elections in 2024 if martial law is still instated. Does the U.S. support this decision?
I have not seen that announcement. I want to look at the specifics of it.
I don't know. My daughter is listening. Oh, that's a horrible idea. Unless she's like, in her teens, then it's probably fine. It's called laundering, courtesy of Dead, Slime, and Biden. Will there be elections in Ukraine next year? Again, it's weird that we have to resort to, I don't know anything about that. I feel like the U.S. should have, as a democracy, a very firm opinion on pro-elections. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Zelensky's government technically never voted in the first place? Didn't they seize power shortly before all of this happened? Strange. Strange how this slow, drawn-out, meandering kind of war just also prevents a somewhat Nazi government from having to allow open elections. Luke Duke saying, I got 6 kids, 4 already flew the coop. Well, I'm telling you, man, that's just God telling you that you've got too potent of ammunition and too good at aim. Alrighty, so there we go. We're done with that. We have a couple minutes left, so we'll get into this story. And this will be our last one for the day. Again, if you contributed or supported the show on PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, any of those, thank you very much. We'll add up all the bits and subs and stuff and see where that takes us and give you the update tomorrow. And moving on, our last story of the hour. Watch hundreds of Arabs, Muslims, Ethiopian Christians, Peruvian Catholics protest against age-inappropriate sexual content in schools in a deep blue district near D.C. Alrighty, so apparently on the corner, this is from Asari Namani. Today, at the corner of Campus Drive and Manakee Street in Montgomery County, Maryland, woke intersectionalism came to die. Today, June 27th, about 1,000 Arab Muslims, Ethiopian Christians, Peruvian Catholics, and so many other brown and black immigrant families outflanked the let's get all of this. Outflanked. I'm going to read this before I play her video. Outflanked. Where is it? It changed when I clicked. Outflanked the dozen or so woke white activists who showed up to fight the efforts of parents to opt their kids out of age-inappropriate sexual content in schools. Look at the contrast in the two sides. See how it defies the mainstream media narrative about intersexualism that has been exploited to actually silence minorities, from Asian Americans to Ethiopian Americans. Note, these parents and kids are being ignored by the Democratic politicians who are board members in Montgomery County Public Schools. Muslims organized through Coalition Virtue and Islam RFI RFI or RFL? RFL? Ethiopians organized through dozens of churches in the area. What do you see in their faces in the crowd? I see people who have overcome fears for love of one value, the beauty of children. I don't know about that. I've heard that some of those groups have had some interesting things to do with kids, but not those groups, not the groups that organize the people. Some of the religious groups, Muslims, things like that. Look, religious groups and children is always a weird bedfellow thing. But at this point, I love the fact that all of these people, remember, these are all the groups that, guys, we advocated for these people being brought to the country. We advocated for policies where they were brought here and put on the public dime to really get a good launch off into being a good American citizen. And by golly, that's going to help, because then they're automatically required to be with us under the tent, even when we bring in things that are completely against their religious beliefs. I'm sure the Muslims and the Ethiopian Christians will totally hang out when we push the gay stuff, because they're completely against the gay stuff.
At the corner of Campus Drive and Manatee Street. And this is where intersectionalism came to die. This is where the woke army, this unholy alliance between the Muslims and the far left, came to die. What I have behind me is hundreds of Arab Muslims, Ethiopian Christians, Peruvian Catholics, and so many others. Let's go see them.
But remember, you guys can't say that. The gay people are the ones that are saying they want rights. Oh, shit, I'm not on the video. Fuck me. We want freedom. We want rights. The gay people are on the strike. We want the right to show your kid my dick. I technically have 3 children. Only one of them is living at the moment. Wow. That was rough. Yeah, video question mark. I'm a dick. I have to go back. We want freedom. We want rights. I mean, the two groups are technically doing the same chant. We want freedom. We want rights. The parents are like, we want the freedom to keep our kids away from this content. And then, you know, the LGBT. We want the freedom to show kids our penises and read questionable material to them. And have books that encourage them to change their to change their identity, to change their gender identity, and to, you know, lie to their parents. Wow, I can't see anything. You can't, because now the video's up. So thank you for continuing the bit. They could try that in our town. Wouldn't turn out too good for them. Who? The people protesting? Because keep in mind, this is a rally. We want logic. We want facts. We're not Americans. Kiss our ass. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I can hear her going crazy upstairs. Okay. So again, the politicians here are the protest here is happening because a group of parents. A group of parents had the audacity to protest books about sexual explicit material, books about homographic material, and things of that nature that many people have advocated a staunch rejection of in terms of being in schools. These people are rejecting that. So a group of LGBT, or not a group, a group of people that are pro this stuff happening in schools, pro people, pro kids being exposed to these books and stuff like that, they came to protest that. And so, again, to protest the people that were fighting this rally, an anti-protest of 1,000 Muslims, Ethiopian, Peruvian Christians and stuff, just a bunch of different people of different nationalities and religions. The thing that the woke left is like, oh, they came here to kick its ass.
Campus Drive and Manatee Street. And this is where intersectionalism came to die. This is where the woke army, this unholy alliance between the Muslims and the far left, came to die. What I have behind me is hundreds of Arab Muslims, Ethiopian Christians, Peruvian Catholics, and so many others. Let's go see them.
Freedom, we want rights! We want freedom, we want rights! We want freedom, we want rights! We want freedom, we want rights! We love our children! We love our children! We love our children! We love our children!
Notice how none of this stuff is hateful? I just realized that. None of this stuff is insulting or derogatory. I don't co-parent my kids with the government. I can get behind that. There was one earlier that
We
I
will
saw.
never surrender our children. These parents here are asking only.
Respect religious freedom. Opt us out. Yeah, that's what all this is about. The people that are the parents and everything that are doing this thing they simply want the option to not be part of this and not have this stuff be in the schools and simply say that, you know, maybe you have to go to a library to find this stuff. Maybe you're someone who feels out of place and you need to go seek this stuff out. It can be accessible. Don't make it part of my household. Don't force it into my home. Don't force it into our children. And that's all they're saying. Give me pizza or give me death. That's right. I got pizza.
Only for the right to be conscientious objectors to a government policy that forces them to choose between obeying God and obeying the state. And it's very ironic, and it's very beautiful, in fact, that it takes immigrants. It takes immigrants to this beautiful country who came.
It takes immigrants, but notice we still have a white guy speaking for all of them, am I right? Thank God for traditions.
Here because they understood what it was stood for, and they understood what was beautiful about it, and they are here to teach a lesson to these folks who have never even met most of these people here. Thank you.
We want freedom, we want rights.
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 We want freedom, we want rights. Our children, our rights. Our rights. Our children, our rights. We love our children. We love our children. We love our children.
Again, you guys, I don't know if you heard this, but the whole reason all of this stuff is happening is because trans rights are human rights, and apparently until they have the right to force their methodologies on your children in schools without your consent or even against your wishes, until they have that right, they don't have their rights, and trans rights are human rights. You don't have the right to decide what your children are taught. They don't have the right to possibly forcibly expose your children to this methodology against their will. Your children, they don't have that right. So until they get the right to forcibly expose your children to this, whether your children or you want it or not, we can't talk about rights. Luke Duke, our teachers carry guns for a reason. I hope this doesn't result in that, because I hate to point this out, and this is in Maryland? Yeah, this is in Washington, D.C. I hate to point this out, but in this scenario, the gun-toting teachers would be the ones who want to push this teaching and methodology. So what you're saying is, in our teachers carry guns for a reason. So if we want to teach your kids about chopping dicks off and meeting guys on Tinder, then sit down and shut up, motherfucker, because I've got a 9mm and I will empty it into you and your kid if you think that I am going to back down for a minute. I mean, is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying, Luke Duke? No, this is a small town where everybody knows everybody. Well, I know your dad, and I know he's a piece of shit. Now sit down and shut up and listen to me talking about chopping off dicks. Again, my point is that for the argument you're making, The school is these people are protesting the school board and the school because of the books, material, and policies in place. And they're making this protest because, again, the policies in place. I forget what the original protest was about, but I forget how much the original protest was supposed to be, like in terms of people and size. But this group came together to support the protest when they heard that, certain groups would be protesting that this is transphobic or hateful and it's insulting or whatever. So we don't have an agenda like that in our school, nor will it ever happen. Well, then you wouldn't have a situation like this, which takes us again back to the we keep guns in our school for a reason. Like I said, it doesn't tie well to this story because in that scenario, the teachers would have guns.
We will never surrender our children. We shall never surrender our children. Thank you so much.
Haji wants to speak to us. Black and brown immigrant community clearly outnumbering the white woke activists across the parking lot here. And yet, Montgomery County Public Schools chooses to ignore these voices.
Can we see the white woke activists on the other side of the street? Nice how you don't include them if they're so much smaller in terms of group size. What do we want? Opt out. When do we want it? Now. All right, so that's another video of that. Do we have any videos about...
Charlie wants to speak to
Black and brown immigrant community.
Oh, this is a different...
Clearly outnumbering the white woke activists across the parking lot here. And yet, Montgomery decided that children are fair game.
Ooh, let's go back to what she said here.
Because there is a political agenda. And in that agenda, unfortunately, it has been decided that children are fair game.
All right, so it's been decided that children are fair game. Do we actually see... Oh, the anti-opt-out activists. All right, guys. So we've seen this amazing coalition fighting the woke activists. And we've gone almost 15 minutes over our overtime. Congratulations. I hope you're enjoying this shit. I'm loving it. Let's look at the...
This is where intersections are merging now to fight wokeism. Anti-crowd here.
All right, let's... Oh, okay. So just...
So these are the anti-crowd here.
Love your gay child. Again, for a community that has a very bad reputation... For a community that has a very bad reputation, just a sign poorly written, like it was done at the 11th hour. Like, oh, I gotta go and I forgot to make a sign. Get me a Sharpie. Love your gay child. There we go. Let's go. We gotta stop at Starbucks. I need coffee. But yeah. Of course, this is Texas. Everyone has guns. It keeps people polite. It keeps people polite, like the kid who got shot for ringing the wrong doorbell. It keeps people polite, like the ladies who got shot at for driving in the wrong driveway. It keeps people polite. Yeah, until it fucking doesn't. Guns might keep people a little more polite and a little more honest in Texas. But there are plenty of things you can't do in Texas that are flat out bullshit. And there's a lot of stuff about gun owners that isn't okay. I mean, it might be more polite in your town, but I've got plenty of stories where someone just decided to shoot somebody and maybe they shouldn't have. So I won't say keeps people polite. I'm going to say on that. I'm going to say the facts aren't in. You might be right. I will argue there are certainly cases on both sides where people are more polite because guns, and then people are certainly more impulsive because guns. If I walk into a place and I see someone carrying, I feel safer. Chevrolet JB, I don't necessarily feel safer. It depends who I see carrying. If I see someone who seems responsible carrying, I feel safer. If I see someone flighty carrying, I do not feel safer. Again, for me, the guns don't make a good or a bad. For me, the guns enhance. Do they enhance my belief that this person is responsible and capable and handles themselves appropriately? Yes. Then all right, I'm fine. I'm not talking about 13. Oh! Anyways, let's get back to this. I'm dragging on from this too long, and I do have to sign off. My daughter's getting pissed. So, love your gay child. All right, great. Rainbow umbrellas. Okay, great. There's only a few of you. And again, I don't think you guys realize nothing about this is about hating gays. It's about opting out. It's about having the choice to not be part of this. No one's saying that we have to hate gay people. We're saying we don't need to be part of your shit, and your shit doesn't need to be forced on kids in schools. That people and their parents and their families have the right to opt out. It's not hate to not want to be involved in your thing. It's indifference. And apparently, somewhere along the way in the last couple of years, it became okay for the LGBTQ community to continue to scream victim and cry poor me because we aren't being completely accepted, by which I mean embraced and allowed to do whatever we want. There are too many people that simply choose to let us behave the way we want so long as we don't do it around them or in front of them. That's not acceptable. We have to be able to do this in front of your kids. At first, it was the vegans shoving their agendas, and now this. Yeah, but the vegans shoving their agendas was so stupid it didn't even fly. Hey, you know all that food that tastes really good? You know one of the main components in it? Meat? All right, let's take that shit out. Hey, you know some of the other stuff that makes it taste really good? Products made from animals? Yeah, let's take all that stuff out. Have you ever tried just eating plants? Imagine this. Salad without the dressing. Because the dressing contains too many chemicals and too many animal products. There's eggs, there's fats. No. How about you just eat leaves? No, so yeah, vegan, look, you look at the food. Vegan food is its biggest problem. You're trying to sell shit. And again, this being shoved down kids' throats, the problem I have with this is the people opposing it are asking for the option that in a public school, that beliefs they don't have, if these were religious beliefs, oh boy. If this were Sharia law, oh boy. If schools were pushing that and the Muslim community is like, yeah, we're for this. This is our religion. And other communities were just like, hey, how about when you teach Sharia law in school, my child gets to opt out because I ain't about that shit. Oh, well, that's hateful. No. It's not hateful to say, not my bag. This statement is ultimately not hateful.
It's not my bag. That's not a bag. That's my fucking coochie that's hanging out.
But again, the problem is you can't shove your coochie lips into our faces or into the faces of our children against our will. That's all they want. Not saying you can't play with your coochie lips, just saying you can't do it with me or my kid, and that's all I'm asking for. I'd like to say, go ahead, LGBT community. Keep pushing this button, because as we've seen, religious people, very, very tolerant. Oh, by the way, don't act like don't give any fuel to the sexual deviant argument. As soon as someone's filming you, you lift up your skirt and you sashay your hips like a dancer. You clearly have never been. And now someone going, oh, a voice of reason. Hey, that doesn't really make us look good. We want the right to dictate what our children learn. Look at my tits. Look at my cootie. Look at my tits. Look at my booty. I mean, good God, do we have a better fucking contrast to this? One argument is, how about you keep this shit that I'm not okay with away from my fucking kids? The other argument, I just want to sexualize everything in front of a school. Seriously, LGBTQ community. You need to come out and start disavowing these people. You need to start saying that this isn't okay, because socially, this isn't okay. This isn't okay to happen around my daughter. This isn't okay to happen around kids. This isn't okay to forcibly teach stuff like this in schools. And if you're not even going to allow parents the option to not be part of that, you're going to have a problem. Especially when this is the argument you put up in your defense. Again, way to put out a really good example of everybody walking in is
allow parents to drive right next to the building.
They're not allowing parents to drive right next to the building. So wait a minute. This community is not allowing parents to drive right next to the building, so they have to drive. And so you guys are making life harder for people of color because, you know, I'm a white person and I need to speak for... A lot of gender diversity we're seeing in this LGBT group here. Can't imagine why that community isn't part of this community. It's almost like you don't have people who were of the Muslim faith, or they're not willing to admit to this. Either way, the point being, I don't know, maybe you should just allow the schools to allow the kids to not be part of it. This is the best part of this whole argument. There wouldn't be a fight if you just allow these parents to take their kids out of these programs and out of these teachings. But if you do that, there'll be no one left in the class. And that is the heart of the matter. Rusty Grammar, I'm 100% on board, Johnny. I'm all for Jesus, but I don't go to church. I don't throw it on anyone else. People should be free to make their own decisions. These people are miserable pricks that need to get a second job. I don't even think they need to get a second job. Here's my opinion. How many of you guys have kids in the schools? Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. How many of hold on, let's go back a second. How many of you guys have children in this school district? Or children in a school district? Right. So really, not any of your fucking problem, is it? It's not your problem. It's not any of your opinion. It doesn't really, state your opinion. It doesn't really matter. Oh, I'm an LGBT person and I wish that this stuff was available when I was a kid. It is available. No one's saying public libraries can't have this shit. We're saying you can't teach it to kids. I wish someone had talked to me like that. Yeah, because you're gay. And guess what? Even though nobody talked to you like that in school, look who found their way. You're actually a beautiful argument for why these people should be allowed to have their own freedoms. Because, again, if it's not a choice, if it's just how you were born, then it's inevitable. You're going to get there, man. Just give it time. All right. I've dragged this on. I'm sure people have things to do. Other people, I'm sure, have to get to dinner. I have to clean up and get my daughter down here. She's apparently raising a shitstorm. So thank you all very much for being part of the show. We will be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time for another amazing day.
Didn't even allow parents to drive right next to.
Oh, the parking lot. Who didn't allow? They took up the parking lot and didn't allow? Or no, those cones weren't put out there by them. I bet those cones were put out by the school. Either way.
To the building. So you guys This is the culture wars. I came here from Fairfax County, Virginia, because there are parents there in Loudoun County, in Glendale, California, and across the country who are asking school boards, politicians, and lawmakers.
Dumbass, you might not be a broadcaster. Really hard to hear you when you're whispering into your phone to be very poignant while there's music playing. Don't stop believing. These people want your children seeing penises.
To listen to them. But what are they doing instead? Ignoring them. So that they are now...
All right, I can't keep doing it. I can't keep doing you might be making valiant points about how politicians are ignoring people and pushing a social agenda onto kids that a lot of parents are not okay with. But it's too hard to hear with that audience. You cannot film in a crowd of loud talking people, and you gotta stein it. You gotta be, hey, explain what's wrong with why are you okay with mutilating children? Like if you did it Alex Steinway, you get it. It is annoying, but I won't deny gets a result. I'm doing a real Minnesota goodbye thing. I'm a real piece of shit. I have enjoyed this show. We've been Johnny. You've been an audience. It's been a privilege and a pleasure. Feel free to support the show if you can, and we'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Till then, take care.
Game over.
What is Johnny coming, man? You're so big. Wait a minute. There's things here. There's trees. There's rocks. There's birds. There's squirrels. Come on. We'll bless them all until we get versnicken. Join me.
Like having sex. It's a painstaking, arduous task that seems to go on and on forever, and just when you think things are going your way, nothing happens.